And then if your greatness isn't measured off of championships, he just makes no sense
Drive,
when he
y'all.
opens his mouth, bro.
Y'all hit that
He
like
just sound
button. Y'all
retarded.
just came in on the conversation, man.
Him and D Wade. Oh,
Behind
my
the
fault. Go
scenes.
ahead.
We was just talking behind the scenes, man.
Shout out Eleasy.
Shout out to
Salute.
everybody, man. My Tammy Ryan time. We could have been started 6 minutes ago. That's what happened. We talk behind the scenes. Go ahead, Lizzie. Finish what you saying, bro.
So let me start over. If your greatness isn't measured on championships, why do you play the game for? Because the money is a given. Your love and passion, like from when you in AAU and middle school, your whole goal is to win every game. And hopefully, if you can make it to the playoffs, you want to win a state championship or a regional championship, whatever the case may be, in your region, like your local region or whatever, wherever you base that, you know what I'm saying, in the States. If it's not about winning, then what are you playing the game for? Like that don't make no sense to me. Like you measure your greatness based off of what were you able to accomplish as far as winning championships. Is it unfair to some players? Yes, because everybody can't win. But guess what? You gotta have that determination, will. You know what I'm saying? You have to be that great. Allen Iverson, yes, he's great. Charles Barkley, great. Karl Malone, he was fortunate to get there 3 times and didn't win nothing. And one of those was with the Lakers, and they lost to Detroit. So you have to really be fortunate to get there, but you're you're only the cream of the crop based off of how many championships you win. So if you go back in the old school and go back to them Boston teams, they could really just have they got one up on everybody. They that's like they're an anomaly. But yeah, the league wasn't, there wasn't that many teams in the league, and if they didn't play that many games and all of this stuff, that factors into it too. But at the end of the day, they still won. You still got to win, right?
Hey,
Given your
hey,
circumstances and your
hey,
situation.
Eleasy.
You
That
know what
you
I'm
know what?
saying?
You spoke you spoke it up, bro. You spoke it up, and it's crazy how these niggas like they duck smoke. You feel me? Everybody
Right.
know everything in life, bro. You feel me? It's
Hmm.
levels to this shit. You feel me?
Right.
It's levels to this shit, bro. Me and you could be both D1 basketball players. You feel me, Eleasy?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just something you got that I ain't got that puts you on a extra level higher than me. You feel me? They looking
Yeah.
at it like I said, this is why they got the ranking system, bro. I say,
Right.
okay, you know what? This dude nice. Ron, nice. Yo, he gonna fit our program. He a 3-star prospect. But this
Hmm.
boy out of Oakland, he got all that what Ron got. Then he got some shit that this nigga over here got with him. And
Hmm.
he got some shit that makes from this dude over here that this dude got. He got all that shit in one. He a five
Right.
star prospect, y'all. Guess
Right.
what? They're both great in their respective divisions. You feel me?
Hmm.
But Eleasy, he the upper echelon. You feel me? It's levels to this shit.
It's
Ron
levels.
time.
And
Let me
then
come
you
off
know
the
what?
top
Hold on,
rope.
real quick, Martavian, before you go, bro. Hey, I'm just looking at it and I'm measuring people off of their greatness. See, when Kobe broke up with Shaq, Kobe was destined. He would stop at nothing to reach that mountaintop again. When Shaq left, Shaq wasn't he wasn't giving for that win. He was happy with those 3 rings. Nigga, them 3 rings came off the back of Kobe, not you. You did what you were supposed to do. Dominate them weak ass centers you was playing against, nigga. Because when it was Patrick Ewing and all them niggas, nigga, you was getting nigga Rick Smith and them, nigga, you was getting walked down. Akeem Olajuwon, you didn't stack up, nigga. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, when you was first with the Lakers in your first 3 to 4 years when you was getting swept. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when you gotta look at people's greatness, it's like this is goes to round top. It's levels. Kobe and Jordan was on a different stratosphere when it came to winning championships, bro. That is what it is.
Yeah, PK. Shout out to PK shooting on the former hockey player. He said that on first take this morning. He said to me, is LeBron. He said LeBron is a great player, all time great. And I've been saying the same thing too. I don't look at Jay Reed like everybody else. I've been saying this since I've been on YouTube. I don't care about that resume that he has. Like I don't. And at least when you sent me that earlier, from my boy Carcino, he been saying the same. I'm like, you've been saying the same thing. I've been saying the same thing. You know, there's couple we got quiet minds thinking like, man, this dude has a manufactured career. Y'all want to talk about his resume, all these little things that he got. You know, the media paid are bought and paid for. So like I don't get it. Like I don't see what I just gonna say this, man. Jay Reed, you just telling on yourself, bro. Cause you forget. Sometimes you say so much stuff you say so much irrelevant stuff that's blatantly lies, you forget about it. You said a lot of stuff. Now all of a sudden you want to change everything. To me, you try to change that narrative about ring culture to try to justify your 4-6 career. At the end of the day, when I was growing up, you would judge about how many championship rings you had on your finger as an all-time great. That's how that used to be. And then when you start coming on the scene, then when you won your first championship in Miami, after that debacle in 2011, then all of a sudden now, then we start hearing the stuff about Kobe was being inefficient, and then we start hearing the Jordan. I'm like, dude, there's no way I don't care what nobody say. This is my opinion. You don't like it, I don't give a care. I'm not changing my stance. He's not great of anything. He's a great politician. He's the go-to politician because you got people, even Shumpert, even your own teammate said, man, you got these people really believing that you're the GOAT. Even your own teammate even said that. So you have so much power. You got people pushing this narrative about you. I find it also very interesting, Jay Reed. Every time the NBA Finals game come out, you want to sit there and hold a podcast. Because you know why? Because the NBA been giving you everything. The NBA has given everything to you. I've been knowing about this dude since he was in the 9th grade. I don't see that. I know Ron Ton and other people feel different. I respect their opinion, but dude, I'm gonna continue to say it. That's just me. I see. Oh, he's a great athlete. Okay, whatever. All right. Okay, whatever. But at the same time, we talking about the game of basketball. He don't have the skills. Then you want to brag and pat yourself on the back. I thought your show was about to be about some X's and O's. It's just another chance of you just glorifying yourself. And I never heard you mention Kyrie Irving.
But it is about X's and O's, T-Pies. It's about excuses and opinions. And that's exactly what they're doing. Making excuses, and giving their opinion and shit.
Let's just get to it. And not only that,
good one more, David.
Hey, that's
welcome. Thank you.
Leo. We got Leo brothers on here. Two on the same day, one after. So y'all might, as my boy Will Strongs would say, you might as well raise your hand when you talk to me. Listen, I don't care, Jay Reed. Your time is coming, and you know your time is coming. There's little stuff that keeps leaking out that everybody keep on saying about you. Even Rick Buechner came out and even said that you sending emails for him so he can vote for you to be an all NBA player. So how many of these MVP accolades and MVP? So how these other that's why when people say you got a good resume, I don't care what nobody say, man. These dudes are bought and paid for. The media and ESPN helped created you. And you know what they're gonna do at the same time? Because I've been said this years ago, they're gonna destroy you too. Because you're gonna be like Diddy. You're gonna go, you're not going down alone. You're gonna take everybody else down with you because you don't look like a type person that's gonna sit there and take a charge. I'm just saying.
You know what? Price, you have a good Ron Ton, you have a good point, and Elise, you got a good point. I'm gonna start by saying this. Ron Ton, New York native. What sets the New York Mets and the New York Yankees apart? Besides, they're both prestigious franchises, but what sets them apart? Can we not admit that the Yankees got 27 of those things?
Yep.
And what are those things called, Ron Ton?
They call championships.
Okay, so the Mets are a great team, have always been a great prestigious team, but they have not won as many championships as the New York Yankees. We can say the same thing about the Cleveland Indians or Guardians and the Cincinnati Reds. We can say the same thing about the Kansas City Royals and the St. Louis Cardinals. We can say the same thing about the Anaheim Angels and the
San Francisco
Los
Giants,
Angeles
Oakland
Dodgers.
A's.
It's the ones that are prestigious are the ones that hold the trophy up more times than another. Now let's not act like this podcast called Mind Games with LeBron James. He could have chose any other baseball player, but he chose Barry Bonds. So
Barry
what is
Bonds.
Barry Bonds was accused of? He was accused of steroid use.
Common denominator.
I'm telling you,
So he wanted,
bro. This dude's telling on themselves, and that's why I understand how people want to come at me. And mind you, I ain't said nothing. I ain't said nothing in 2 days. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even said anything. And then I got these little trolls coming at me, making a comment. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna make you famous today. I'm gonna let all my brothers go first. But trust me, I'm not done. Because it's gonna be, as my boy Know Your Boy would say, we gonna cook this dude so much it ain't no meat, bone, nothing left. And you still want us out there and think, and you got to think about this though. This is how I think it, right? We was talking about I'm gonna let Ron Ton, shout out to my boy Ron, because I understand where he coming from though too. Explain what we was talking about behind the scenes about player empowerment.
Yeah, I got to go on mute for this one.
Man, I'm about to break it down. As soon as I walk out the door, I'm in this building real quick. I'm about to walk out in like 30 seconds. Hold on.
All right, we're gonna let my boy.
All right, I'll tell some knock jokes until he know how else he cheat. You know how else he cheat the game? During the NBA Finals, you pump faking retirement. You know how else you cheat the game?
Oh yeah,
you go wait until the NBA Finals that you have not been a part of for damn near 6 years, talking about the championship. Doesn't matter.
Message.
You know how else you cheated the game? You self-proclaim yourself the GOAT after the NBA allowed your bitch ass to come back down from 3-1.
Oh my God! Do you know how else you cheat the game?
So y'all about to put on. Hold on, I don't got my boy. Yeah, y'all gonna get me back in my jet lag. I gotta put my boy in the back. I gotta put my boy Currency in the back. Go ahead, man. Tell them how else you cheated the game, because you know I could go ham with y'all tick for tat. I'll be all day with this thing, and I still.
Hey, I got all day and I got all night. You cheat the game this way. You trying to minimize what Patreons did way before you and say their championships don't matter, because you're not just saying your championships don't matter. You're saying everybody's championship don't matter. You're saying that Bill Russell's championships don't matter. Kareem's championships, Oscar Robinson, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan. Of course, you want to say his championships don't matter, but you're also saying yours don't matter. Shaq's don't matter. Wade's don't matter. Shit, I keep going on. Kobe's don't matter. Right. So you're cheating the game by trying to make it seem like this is the fucking Men in Black, and we supposed to forget that championships are the reason why we play this motherfucking game. Carry on.
Exactly. That part.
Hey, I want to get on this. You know, I'm gonna do one even fresher. That's so fresh, so clean. Ain't nobody. I'm just so. Hey, check this out. You know how you cheated the game, Jay Reed? When you let the Villanova and DiVincenzo hit you, you got hit. You got hit, and then you're gonna tell me you have a sprained MCL. Carry on.
And you know how else you cheated the game? You allegedly had a sprained MCL, but you was sitting there doing a stanky leg though on that same knee at a party.
You know how else you cheat the game? You know how else you cheat the game? Wait, that's my last one. You know how else you cheat the game?
I got one.
You're the only MVP to let your teammate hit your mom. Go on, carry on.
Hey, you know what else before we let Ron Ton cook? You know how else you cheated the game? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8. You let Jason Terry dunk on you, bro, in the NBA Finals, bro. Carry on. Go ahead, Ron. Explain the player empowerment. Before we go, as y'all know, we were having a discussion behind the scenes, so this had to be for everybody. Go ahead, Ron Ton. You got the flow.
Okay, we're going to talk about this player empowerment thing, right? And actually, this is the one thing that I do praise the boy from Akron about, because he stripped the power back from the owners and gave it to the people who make the league work, the people who got the league on their back. Y'all people tend to forget. If there's no Giannis, if there's no Jason Tatum, if there's no Luka Doncic, there's no Steph Curry, if these dudes don't play in the NBA, what the fuck y'all think the NBA is? Absolutely nothing. There's no corporation that's anything without its workers. All right? And now, we talk about player empowerment. People look at this as a negative thing because they be in their personal feelings about their team. They sorry ass fucking team that done controlled these players for 8 or 9 years, and most of the team ain't did the right thing by the player to get him in a championship contending mode, which we all agree with. That's what we play this shit for. We want that trophy at the end of the year. Any competitor. I don't give a damn if it's a game of dominoes, bitch. I need that trophy at the end. So any competitor plays to win championships, to win it all, to be the best that they could be at whatever respective thing that you're doing in life. You feel me? So for you to sit up and not do the right thing by these players, but you're reaping the benefits off this player, let's just say Allen Iverson. Philadelphia could be sorry as fuck for lost 10 straight, but if Allen Iverson is coming to your home city, guess who's going to buy a ticket to go to the turnstile to watch Bubba Chuck play? You feel me? So, yeah, as long as you're filling these seats up for us and giving us our cash revenue, because at the end of the day, it is a business. But last time I checked, the business is more than one-sided. You feel me? A one-sided business is called slavery. Last time I checked. So it's good for the owner to do stuff for business purposes. Oh, we got rid of him in his contract because it was good for business. Y'all ain't thinking about how this man got to pick his wife up, his family up, change schools, change cities, and they could do this shit in the middle of the year. You feel me? They have no regard because guess what? It's a business decision. This is what's best for business. So now the player comes to it and he approaches the table with the same thing in mind. What's best for business for me? What's best for my business? Well, hey, y'all only offering me $85 million over here, and y'all ain't did nothing. Let's just say y'all giving me a max contract, but y'all ain't did nothing to make me a winner. Okay, got some dudes who like, fuck it, I'm in the NBA, I'm winning already. Championships don't matter. You know what? You got people who come from nothing like that, and they paycheck is their championship. You feel me? So I get that in the perspective. But like I said, any real competitor, he's gonna always want his chip. He's gonna always want a shot to play against the best to see where he really stack up at. So now I make a business decision for me. Well, guess what? They could offer me a max contract. You feel me? And they could offer me endeavors that help me get off court money besides that. And they're going to build a championship contending team around me. Ain't no guarantee you ever going to win a championship. I don't care how stacked your team is. You got to have luck with it. Your players got to be healthy. You feel me? First and foremost. So, like, it goes a lot. But if you could put me in a position where I'm contending, you know what I mean? I can lose it because hey, man, Luka pulled his hamstring and it was just me against him out there. I can understand that loss. But, man, you got surrounded by dudes, first of all, that you overpaid. Now that you overpaid them, you want me to compensate for your bullshit. Why I always got to take the hit? Because it's best for business. But what about my motherfucking business? What about the business that I want to attend to? What about the business that's going to make my family have generational wealth and other endeavors? And this owner telling me, hey, man, we could hook you up with this tech company. Hey, man, this owner saying, man, I got some real estate property you could buy up and flip, and it'll be worth 40, 50 million in 6 or 7 years you could pass on to your kids. What about my business decision? But when it comes down to my business ain't as important as your business or even the fans' business. Like I said, I broke it down to a working class, normal person perspective. Work for General Motors. They're paying me $60,000 a year. his company, Rolls Royce, see what you do, and they like, yo, we'll move you to such and such, and we'll pay you $120,000 a year if you come work for us. Now, everybody at GM mad at me because I did something to better my life. Rolls Royce, we got equipment GM don't got. They ain't even trying to get this equipment yet. And now we said, you what, we're going to double the pay and we're going to give you the equipment so you can be the best that you can be. And GM mad at me because I took Rolls Royce up on their offer. Man, fuck your life, man. Y'all got shit fucked up like when y'all start taking y'all personal feelings and putting it into these people's personal lives. You feel me? Every man want to better themselves. So the player empowerment thing, I'm kind of glad they got it because since the NBA has been, the owner's been shitting on players. Look at the dudes you had to go to, like Spencer Haywood, all these dudes for free agency, just for the go to the team you want to go. They had to for that shit. Why you think in the NFL, if y'all remember them T-shirts that they give all people when you come to minicamp, Houston, property of Houston, Texas, property of the such and such. They had to stop doing that shit because that shit was racial. That shit was some say, I'm not your fucking property. I'm your employee. Property of the Los Angeles Lakers. So that just go to show you what kind of mindset these motherfuckers already in. And to let them control the board while they're fucking you over, nah, that's one thing I do salute LeBron for. Giving the power back to the people. But now, as you can see, the owners done found a way from up under LeBron thing. Now, LeBron done ran this shit like this for 20 years. The owner said, we got to take the NBA back. They doing it with this new CBA. You feel me? They taking the power back from the players. Fuck giving you your supermax that you deserve. That was put in the CBA to help small market teams keep their players. Yo, we got an extra incentive for you. If you stay with a small market team, we'll give you an extra $100 million as long as you make all NBA and do all this and that. So now I go through all this bullshit in this fucked up ass city that I don't even want to be in just to secure this bag. And then you tell me the year before I'm supposed to get it, oh, y'all trade me because of business purposes. And then now my Supermax don't follow me. I just lose out on that money because y'all felt it was a better business decision for y'all to trade me than give me the money that I rightfully deserved, that I rightfully worked for on your stipulations. People don't look at it like that.
You remember though, Steve Francis, he had player empowerment. Remember Steve Francis told Memphis, Vancouver Grizzlies, he said, I ain't playing for y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they traded his ass. So that was really that's player empowerment. But the shit LeBron did fucked the whole landscape of the integrity of basketball. Now you got AAU teams. You got all the best players on one damn team. I want to go against the best players. I don't want to play with the best players. I want to go against you.
Listen, it did, and trust me, Elise, and that's how it's going to end up balancing itself back out. You feel me? That's how the players going to get out. They're going to get it back. They're going to spread out, and then they're going to take that shit back. And then they're going to go back.
I can't give them credit for that, then.
Hey,
I'm not crediting LeBron with shit. Because your skill,
but hey, yo, Elise,
your skill and superstardom is going to get you paid. Like, real talk. You're going to get paid, bro.
Hey, yo, Elise, but on some real shit, I kind of got to because the way he did things and the way he moved on the chessboard, it made he kind of made moves where the owner's hands was tied behind their back and they can't do nothing about it. You feel me? Moves that probably shouldn't have been made. And what I do and what I will say, he
like opened, what though? For example, give me an example first.
He opened up the moves. I'm gonna tell you what, players dictating where they going. Like before,
that's only the best players in the league, not no garbage players. Though.
Listen, but listen,
not mediocre players.
Listen, but Elise. Once it happened for one, it happened for all. Remember, they said that about. Hey, think about this, Elise. Think about how much. Look at Bradley. Now you saying it worked for guards. Look at Bradley Beal. This nigga, the only nigga in the league with a no trade clause. You feel me? And when we look at it, okay, if you're gonna be included in a no trade clause, it probably should be players like Steph, KD, Giannis, LeBron, Jokic, you feel me?
Well, that was
Them
his
like
agent, though. Remember, they
listen,
compared Bradley Beal was supposed to be the next Ray Allen. He was
hey yo,
super highly touted. Like, you know what I'm saying? They
but
held him in a high
but think
regard in Washington.
hey yo, but think about the position Washington was in. It was on
Mhm.
some like
The owners are just dumb, to be honest with you, though.
Hold on, let
To
me.
give Bradley Beal that kind of clause, and none of these other players have a clause like that who are greater than him, you are a terrible organization from a front office standpoint, if you ask me.
No, I put like this. I put like this. I put like this. I don't know about this.
That's just a bad
I would
investment.
say,
That's
hold up.
all.
yeah, he's good.
Hold on. I put like
He
this.
all-star. Listen, he all-star level. But right now, this nigga holding the what nigga? How the fuck Bradley Beal holding the NBA? This
You cutting out run time.
I put. He cutting out. Yeah.
Go ahead, bro. Get your rocks off.
All right.
Yeah.
I know. I'm put it in. All right. I'll put like this. Prior employment. I'll say it ain't working. I put like this. It ain't working with Supermax since it attached to like top 15, 20 players who had like extraordinary season, like John Wall.
that shit wasn't prevalent like that. Now you think about it. You got niggas like Bradley Beal controlling the NBA, and he don't even deserve to yield that much power, bro.
Right.
The power that he got, that's something that a nigga like Steph should have.
Right.
So it ain't just the mega stars. It's these. Look at Brandon Ingram. Look how he had niggas hostage. New Orleans really said, "Yo, are we really gonna overpay Brandon Ingram, or niggas is holding these niggas hostage now because of the way the CBA was set up?" You feel me? Now they done maneuvered around that shit, bro, and now they starting to pluck these niggas off. You feel me?
Yeah.
They said,
Yeah, but I put like this, Ron. I'm saying this. It ain't working since like it attached to top 50, 20 players who had a extraordinary season. Like you look at John Wall, took their home team, but isn't enough to attest to a top 5, top 10 player to stay on their home team. Even Kimba didn't want to stay at the Hornets since the team was poorly managed. I feel like it's like a comparison to soccer, like with no salary cap. I think like the NBA should go towards a direction in the terms of power employment where we like NBA far, far, far away from that. Just because people love to see what Jay Reed do. We're committed to open market. He'll be signing like a 1 year, $100 million deal every year.
hey, yo, but I ain't even going front.
Hold on. But it's like the idea is to remove the max in general and let players negotiate what they think they were. Say like if you let put like this. All right, say SGA. SGA, he's the hottest, right? He get paid 60 million a year with the cap. And
Right.
the Thunder only have like about 50 million remaining to sign Jalen Williams and the rest of the team, and they wouldn't able to afford it. It's giving more like the control of the players, but it also put the onus on the team to take the discount to play with each other, which realistically they wouldn't be able to afford it. Money would be too great, but the NBA would never allow that, since the money would go back into the star player's pocket. You know, because that's what it is. So
now let me ask you a question, E. Right? With the way, because remember the NBA.
No, that's not me, bro. That was the other youngster.
Yeah,
That's Young. That's Young. That's S. Young.
That's Young. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm sorry. My apologies, E. I was about to say I thought you sounded a little different, but let me put it like this, right, Young? Let me put it like this, right?
Right.
Y'all the ones who put this salary cap shit in place because y'all wanted to be cheap, right? So now y'all want y'all cake and y'all want to eat it too. Y'all want the best players, but y'all want the best players to take a discount. You feel me? Nah, y'all figure that shit out. Because guess what? Y'all the one, the players and the owners the owners is the one who voted on that. So now y'all done backed yourself in the corner. So now y'all mad at the players for saying, no, nigga, I'm not taking $15 million less. No, I'm not doing it. I know my worth. Y'all figure that shit out. Who's more important to you? Me or this motherfucker? You feel me? And that stance, I agree with him because, like I said, the owners will disrupt your life and fuck you over any minute they feel like it. That goes from players And that goes to coaches. These owners will fuck you over and fuck you over and fuck you over. You feel me?
Right.
So and guess what their solution is? Well, y'all got guaranteed contracts, bitch. Y'all get guaranteed money. Why our contracts can't be guaranteed? Y'all get guaranteed money every time we fill up the motherfucking stadium. So why the fuck this product that we producing shouldn't have a guarantee behind their shit too? Why we always got to make all the sacrifices? Matter of fact, man, bro, you trying to give me 165 million? Bitch, you worth 40 billion. Why should I take a discount to help you? You worth 40 billion. Now I gotta take a discount on my pennies compared to yours. For a normal man, that's life-changing money. As young, I don't think one of us will hesitate if they said, listen, we'll sign you for 80, we'll sign you for 85. Whoever pull up with the contract first, that's who you're signing with.
No, but let me math with it.
Because we normal, right? But think about it on a larger scale. Dude, you have a whole oil company that gets you $12 billion a year. And I'm supposed to cut my pennies short to accommodate you? Nah, that ain't how this work, bro. The little man don't take the hit. Not in my world. Big dog take the hit.
Well, let me do the math. Hold on, let me do math real quick with you. All right, say like I'm a math with it. Say if MJ made $3 million and the rest of the team they made $28 million. That's a total of $61 million. So $33 million with $61 million, that's like equal to 54.1%. But yet you have, Braun here who making over $100 million, like $101 million with the rest of the team at 22. So we can already see that that's wrong because this team is making less than the rest of the NBA team.
What?
Is less than $28 million. So $101 million plus $22 million, that's $123 million. $101 million with $123 million, that's 82%.
But LeBron.
But you have 54, but you have 54.1. That's equal to 2.1. So
hey yo, but this is what I gotta say about that, right? LeBron deserves every fucking penny he get. That nigga deserve a max contract every year without negotiation. You want to know why? Could an NBA make billions off of that nigga alone, bro? He's worth. Listen, as a fan to an organization, go back to what I said about player empowerment. I'm in my feelings. Nah, Brian, take a couple extra million less so we can sign such. Yeah, that's what the fan in me say. But the real in me say, man, Brian, fuck them folks. Get all the paper you can, bro, because they making billions off you. And they trying to capture.
Can I interject?
Listen, and that's not just Braun. That's Steph. That's KD. That's that boy Shedeur Sanders, who got the #1 selling jersey in the NFL. That's the all athletes, man. They make so much fucking money off them boys back. The money that they talk about giving them is fucking crumbs, bro. And they don't even and then they want to start taking the crumbs. You gotta understand how much you listen, bro. You gotta understand how much that giant of the NBA revenue, how much revenue they generate, bro. And people, guess what? People talk about viewership was down last year, but guess what? Total basketball revenue income was up 26%. Even though the viewership was down, these niggas made 26% more than what they made last year. These motherfuckers is eating, bro.
I agree that players should get their bread, but that should come with a caveat, bro. Too many guys load managing, taking days off.
We discussed that before.
The product has went to shit. And so, yeah, we can say the star players deserve this and that, bro. But listen, the star players ain't always showing up. You feel me?
No, Mass. Remember when we discussed this? Hey, yo, remember when we discussed that, Mass? And I said I agree. Yeah. So if you just say, all right, let's say you get $50 million a year. However that break up to 82 games, right?
Yeah.
Just say you're supposed to get 1.5 million a game. If you not injured, and we know what we're talking about, Mass, when we say you're not injured, you feel me?
Yeah.
You get a pass on that. But if you on some low management, well, they think I shouldn't play, guess what? Okay, you don't gotta play. Guess what? You ain't gonna have no game check for that day. We docking you niggas. You feel me? So I'm all in for that. Yeah, give them their money, but at the same time, the players got to hold their end of the bargain too. So I'm totally with you on that.
I agree with that. You got East Coast teams, West Coast teams who play certain teams twice a year. You know, you come to my city one time a year in 12 months and you sit out because you just sitting out, but you played the night before and nothing happened to you.
Right.
Bro, I want a goddamn refund, bro.
No, Max, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. In those cases, you don't gotta play, but guess what? Yeah. I ain't gotta pay you if you don't play either. Without a legitimate injury, you feel me? We know we talk about something that'll sit you down. When we talk about all that jam finger, rolled ankle shit, bitch, you better take that shit up and go. You're the upper echelon. You're expected to do that through that type of shit. You're a professional athlete. You're the top of the food chain, bro. So you gotta play through shit like that.
Mentalities because they care more about the money than the fucking integrity of the game. That's why the game is terrible, bro. Niggas don't give a fuck about playing basketball. They making trillions of dollars, nigga. I can sit out and they still gonna buy my shoes, my jersey. They still gonna come to see me, even though I'm not playing. They still gonna show up. Nigga, you cheating you cheating everybody, really, and you cheating yourself, bro. Because at the end of the day, we gonna clown your ass on YouTube. We gonna say, nigga, you a punk, you soft, you're not the greatest, and these are the reasons why. Period.
Now, Max, I agree with you. It has to be a checks and balance system.
That wasn't Max, that was me that time, bro.
No, I agree, but just back. I know I agree with you saying, Elise, but just to go back to overall what Max was saying. I completely agree. It has to be a checks and balance system.
But we also have to start rewarding these guys prematurely, right? I can't get Ben Simmons a $160 million deal and he ain't earned it yet because now you're going to get a watered down product and there's no incentive or no motivation to get better. I'm not working on nothing. Bro.
Nigga, you cannot, if you can't make a layup, nigga, I'm not giving you $100 and some million if you can't shoot a 10-foot jump shot, nigga.
Remember, Max, the NFL did that shit. Remember with that rookie pay scale? Remember how all them quarterbacks was coming in getting them $130 million contract?
Yeah, Jamarcus Russell.
Yeah, right. And guess what the NFL did?
Jamarcus Russell cheated everybody out here.
Look what the NFL did.
Seen that nigga in the club every weekend, bro. Stop.
Listen, the first 5 years of the NFL, you can't make no more than $40 million.
That's a fact. He was in Oakland.
I mean, if you got endorsements, we ain't got nothing to do with that. An NFL contract, you can't make more than $40 million your first 5 years.
Martavian, what you was going to say, bro?
Salute to everybody once again, man. Y'all hit that like button, man. Martavian, go. What's up, Ma? Salute S. Johnson.
Get your rocks off, Martavian.
Like Pepper Lou. Shout out to everybody.
Look what the shit. Look at the shit they trying to do right now to your boy in Cincinnati. Play for the Bengals. They trying not to.
Hey, yo, and that's the type of stuff right there, Lemon Pepper Lou, that make me tell a pro athlete, man, fuck them owners, get y'all money. That's a damn good example. They fucking that boy in Cincinnati over, bro. They did the rookie so bad, that nigga said he might go back into the draft. They found a way where they said he could re-enter the draft. Hey, that boy from Texas A&M, because they trying to fuck him over so much. You feel me?
I don't blame him if he does that. If he go back in the draft, I don't blame him because how you gonna draft somebody and tell them, oh, you get served one time, you ain't getting none of your money? I'm like, what? Like,
NFL's a different beast. Let's go hit on the topic though. I don't give everybody thoughts though, man. And I don't care who go first. You know, I already said my little thing, but I'm gonna say mine for later. But the more he opened his mouth, the more he exposing himself, man. So, Jay Reed, man, you don't tell so many lies you can't even remember them. But Boss, how you feel about it? And then we just gonna walk down the line, dude. But okay. And then another thing too, I find it very interesting.
This is not Joel and Tyre's is not Gene.
Hey, Ron John, we hear you. We want to hear you. Yeah. Shout out to Rondo. Shout out to everybody that's in here, bro. But hey, I find it very interesting, Jay Reed. Every time an NBA final game has been played, this NBA Finals, then you want to start your podcast and do this thing, and then of course they're gonna bring you up and talk about it on ESPN anyway. But go ahead, Mons. I'm gonna let Twin go first. Then we go to Martavian, we go Lemon Pepper, then we go to S. Young, then we go to Really Easy. It's manufactured. You already know what he's gonna say. Then we got Ron Time.
All right, for sure, man. Salute to T Price in the panel. You're right, T Price. I mean, the more he talks, and the more he puts his foot in his mouth, and he's wondered why, he's viewed a certain way. A lot of guys are starting to come out more so now than ever because it's the end, of the career per se, and then being a little bit more honest and forthcoming about their true feelings about LeBron James. That's why I appreciated what Rick Bucher said, the way people feel around the league. Like he's a hypocrite, bro, and he's a clown show, and he has no self-awareness and no self-accountability, right? Part of being a great athlete is having accountability and self-awareness, and also too, like who trained him in the media? Like he's had so many media mistakes outside his career. Within his career, he just says things that just makes total no sense that we can fact check in real life. And for him to come out and say rings don't matter, I mean, come on, bro. Then why'd you leave Cleveland for, right? I mean, so what? Are you calling D Wade a liar? Because D Wade said you called him, or he called you, and y'all said D Wade had 1 and you had 0 and Kobe got 5. That's what D Wade said the conversation was. Y'all were talking about championships. And so for me to get on Kobe's level, you guys have to join forces to try to compete with Kobe when it came to championships. You know what I'm saying? And when you won your first chip in Miami and you're at the podium, why did you say, quote, give me my goddamn time? Yeah, about goddamn time, something my respect. What are you talking about, bro? Like, you're talking about championships. Like, is this dude dumb or something? And so, you know what I'm saying? And so he's a hypocrite, bro. At times he's unsufferable. I tune him out now. You would think a guy of his magnitude, T Price and fellas, he can talk the game and say things that make sense. But he's one of the rare quote unquote superstars. When he really talks just basketball, like he doesn't do a good job at it, bro. And there's a vast difference between the way he talks it and Kobe, Michael and guys like that, that actually played the game at that level. They talk with logic, right? They talk as men. You feel me? Like LeBron James has a very, very soft, feminine way about himself. And it just shows. And that's not how real men are supposed to elude themselves or be perceived. Let me close on this last little notion right here. Shame on Steve Nash, bro. And this is why I don't respect LeBron, Luka, or Nash. See, LeBron James knows what he's doing, fellas. You go get Steve Nash, a guy who's going to be a yes man in front of you. He doesn't push back on anything you say. Like, that's not entertaining to me. Like, can I get some pushback, Steve Nash? Can you challenge anything that this clown dude says? Like, he's lying to your face, and you know what it is, Steve Nash, but you sit there and nod your head in agreement, and you have no pushback at all, 0. And so, last point, I promise. Today on First Take, I just saw a clip come across my feed, and Stephen A. Smith and Brian Windhorst uttered and says, if Kobe was still alive and was sitting across the table from LeBron James in Steve Nash's position, LeBron James would never utter those words. Chips don't matter and ring culture and all this nonsense, because championships do matter. And we know Kobe Bryant's mentality when it comes to putting rings on your finger. And so LeBron James has done a great job at putting a dude in front of him, if it's JJ Redick or Steve Nash, who's not going to challenge him. And when I hear two dudes talk basketball, I want to hear pushback, right? Everything you say ain't going to be the right answer, and that's okay. But I want to see Steve Nash have some pushback, and I'm not getting it. And so I don't take these dudes serious, man. I don't.
That was that's what you call in the
shout out to my boy
Miles. That's what you call
Martavian.
That's what you call in baseball terms hitting a stand-up triple. So let me hit the ball in the air and bring your ass home. Everything that he said is correct, but we have to understand this fun fact. Every time there's a NBA Finals that doesn't involve LeBron James.
Can't hear you, Martavian. You still got the flow though, but can't hear you right now. You must got a phone call or something. But anyway, y'all hit that like button, man. Let me shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. We're gonna let Martavian go, but we're gonna let S Young go. But salute to my boy, salute to Real Little T, salute my boy Mike Miller. He says there's levels to this. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Cheers, man. Shout out to who else is in here? Shout out to Jet Life 420. Salute. That's Young as already. Shout out to Mario Garcia. Salute, man. What it do? What it do, everybody? Go ahead, S Young. Then we're gonna get my boy back on here.
Yeah, it's on me. You know. Play. All right, Tony. All right. Let's do it. He feds. He's a cancer. He's a very cancer to the NBA. I just say he feds into the very ring culture. He's now questioning it because he left Cleveland team. He left Cleveland to team up with Wade and Bosh and ran back with Kyrie and Love. They moved to LA and brought in AD. All of it was about chasing rings. You know, he jumped from team to team, building super squad. So when he turns around and questions why rings matter so much, like what Matt said, it comes off hypocritical because he helped build a system and now he's trying to discredit it. I mean, you had Shaq in the interview said that he was a ring chaser, and he admit to what he did. But with him, he's kind of backpedaling on the statement. You remember the statement you said on ESPN and all those, and remember it. But let's be real. Without him doing it, KD probably would never join that 73-9 Warriors team. You know, because he set an atmosphere that was very cancerous. And it kept growing. And now with, you know, with this with this thing with him, it just the argument it just very like don't make sense. You know, it's just what he's saying. And people call him out for it. Like, he just don't understand. But he needs to stop all that whining. You know how he can call himself the GOAT, but begs for sympathy every damn interview. Every damn interview he begs for sympathy. That's weak. And I get what people say. No GOAT debate. It's just a matter of opinion. But you shouldn't have to make your excuse for someone to be the GOAT. And that's all what everyone else does is make excuses for him. If you can't stand on business, you should not able be no GOAT. Like, stuff don't happen in other sports. Ain't nobody made excuses for Tom Brady.
I don't know how much. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. It kicked me off for some strange reason. I don't know how much y'all heard of me.
Hold on 1 second. We're gonna let S Young finish, then you can start all over. Cause yeah.
All right, my bad. I'm sorry. Finish.
Go ahead, S Young.
Yeah, and like what Jordan said rings aren't everything and other factors play a role, which is obvious because he's universally recognized as the GOAT, and he has less rings than Russell and even Big Shot Bob. But with Ron, it just sounds insecure because there is literally nothing he can do to pass 23. There's nothing he could do to pass 8/24. There's nothing he can do. Because the things that you did, you're very cancer. You like I said, you did something cancerous to the league that kept growing. So and you're backpedaling in it. That's the problem. That's the problem that we are looking at you. You wouldn't be saying this if he had 8 rings. You're just trying to downplay the importance of ring for your own case as being the GOAT. It's like you went from winning the 2016 championship, made me the GOAT, to realizing you would never catch those players. This is why is ring culture talk so much. Like, I mean, no sense. Like, and it's like no one No one talks about Magic going to non-finals in the 80s, a sort of accomplishment. It was Magic 5 championship that were talked about. It wasn't until the unclutch sports came around, and that being a runner-up now being celebrated. It's like, I don't know, man. It's not with it. He's a cancer to the NBA. That's all I'm saying.
Go ahead, Mr. Marshall. It's your turn.
I don't know how much y'all heard of me, but I'm just gonna say just like this: everything about LeBron James is a walk.
Just all over. That's all. Cause we didn't hear you because you was coming out. Shout out GG. Okay. I see you, Cottage. I see you, E, in the building. Shout out to everybody in the chat. But y'all hit that like button, man. I don't care about donations, man, but it's because the truth gonna set you free one day. But go ahead, Mr. Marshall.
Look, everything Matt said is 100% correct. Everything Young just said is 100% correct. Everything about LeBron James is a walking, talking contradiction. He left Cleveland because he said, and I quote, "I do not want to be remembered like Charles Barkley and Karl Malone." What is the importance of Charles Barkley and Karl Malone? They did not win a championship. They went up and they were victims of the Michael Jordan era. When they went up against Jordan, they lost. Barkley one time, Karl Malone in back-to-back finals. So he said in his interview with the Miami Heat, he chose the Miami Heat. Why? Because this gives me the best chance to win a championship. He's the one that got up there and said, "No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7." Nobody prompted him to say that. So it's funny to me how when you have 6 finals losses, the championships don't matter. But just like 2 people just said, if he had 6 finals wins, he'll be sitting up there saying, "I'm equal to Michael Jordan." Why? Because he's the one that said he's chasing the ghost in Chicago. What is that ghost in Chicago? That is a Michael Jordan that won 6 championships, 0 losses. Let's not just talk about that, but isn't the same thing he says is a contradiction when he says Michael Jordan didn't win his championships by himself? There was other people on the floor. Well, Michael Jordan never said that shot in Utah made me the greatest player of all time. No, there's a shot that LeBron James didn't even take that he said that right there made me the GOAT. That doesn't make any sense to me. He's using this platform that he has, this podcast that he has, to try to sit up there and let casuals think that championships don't matter. That's the whole reason why GMs draft players. That's the whole reason why GMs fill out free agent spots. There's the whole reason why this league existed is because it wants to see who the championship is. But it's funny to me that for the last 4 seasons, and you can go back, he wants to hijack the NBA finals that he's not playing in to talk about his narrative. This is not the first time he talked about retirement. He did that 2 years ago when Golden State and Boston was playing. They were talking about LeBron might retire. Now, this is when Steph had 3 rings going for his 4th ring. And the talk after that, when Steph won his 4th ring, was who has been greater, Steph or LeBron James. And LeBron James fans, stands, and even Brian Windhorst said, well, LeBron James has went to more finals than Steph. But guess what? He's also lost more finals than Steph. Look, everything about this man is propaganda. Clutch Sports was built to try to erase legacies. He's trying to erase Kobe's legacy, and he's trying to erase Michael Jordan's legacy. And we're here not to allow that bullshit to keep going. We're here to remind people that everything about the NBA is who's going to be holding the trophy at the end of the season. So I'm sorry my stuff went out. Who was ever after me, preach on.
It's Lemon Pepper Lou. It's going to be Lemon Pepper Lou. Then it's going to be Ron Ton. Then it's going to be Trey. You know I'm going to be last. But go ahead, Lemon Pepper.
You know something, T Price. Me, you, Polo. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Shout out to my boy Straight to the Point, man. Polo, man. Y'all subscribe to my brother's channel, man. Shout out to Polo, man. Straight to the point. Go ahead.
Me, you, Polo, rest in peace. My boy LB, rest in peace. Yes. And Too Raw were talking about this at least 4 to 5 years ago. We said at the end of his career, he's gonna come out and start talking this stuff because he knows that everything that he had done in his whole career is gonna come back to bite him, and right now it's coming back to bite him right now. Now, the main reason you left Cleveland after those 7 years because you got tired of Stephen A. Smith, Seth Bayless, and all those people on ESPN for they sold talking about you can't win the big one, you can't win this, you can't win that. That's the main reason why you left Cleveland because you thought if I don't win a championship, I ain't gonna have no legacy. No, if you would have stayed in Cleveland and kept fighting, you would have got that one championship probably that 2016 season. And it's your fault that KD went to the Golden State Warriors in the first place. Remember, because you beat that 73 Warrior team and Draymond Green before you so he sold to you, started crying to KD, and KD went there. They went back championship and pissed you off. Then you got Draymond Green's head coming out. Oh, you don't need him. You better than him. Then Draymond Green forced KD off Golden State, and you got what you wanted. Everybody talking about LeBron making great chess moves. What great chess moves that you really made and it really helped your career? It more had kind of damaged your career for winning more rings, going to more finals because you want to do things your way. And doing things your way has not really helped your case in your whole career. Now you're talking about, rings don't matter. Since when? Because you've been jumping team to team trying to get rings. You thought you were going to get multiple rings going to the Lakers, but you kind of ruined that whole thing. You going to wreck the whole team trying to make it your way, your nerve. Now look at you now. You got these on certain yes men telling you whatever you say is right, which is wrong. You got no putback. You looking like a damn fool. Then you still got these little coke boys still defending your honor because they don't know better. So buddy, when everything comes to an end, you better hope you gonna get sued by every single person that you ever defended in your whole career, because you gonna get sued, and I'm gonna sit back and laugh when it happens. And plus, they may put an asterisk by every single record that you ever did in the NBA because you trying to bring back hand checking because you don't want nobody to break your record now. I'm telling you, I'm gonna sit back and laugh when everything falls apart for you because it is falling apart right now.
You finished, Luke? We're gonna let Ron Tom. You ready?
Man, I'm born ready, man. Like last
it's your turn. It's your turn. Then it's gonna be your turn. Then we got Trey. We got Trey in the building. No, we're gonna talk about
what you want me to speak on, man.
The topic of it. Jay Reed exposed himself again about ring culture.
Man, listen, man. Like, I don't even know why we even talking about this motherfucker, man. Obviously, he wouldn't be talking that same type of shit if he was 6-4 in the finals. If he was 7-3 in the finals, he wouldn't be talking about rings don't matter. If rings didn't matter, why he say not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5? Why he say all that shit? If rings didn't matter, why was he building super teams if rings didn't matter? Come on, my nigga, y'all just can't. Sometimes y'all gotta let a motherfucker kill itself, man. You don't even got to say nothing like have a motherfucker kill itself, man. Motherfucker kill itself. They talk about it, man. What they talk about and they actions show two different things. You kill yourself. Now championships don't matter because you at the end of this whack ass career that's been manufactured. All of a sudden, now rings don't matter.
Hey, somebody got an echo. Is that you, Trey?
Yeah, hey, let me go out, bro, and come back in. It's doing that same thing it did yesterday.
Okay. Oh, but now I'm echoing too. Am I? I'm still echoing?
Nah, that was Trey. Go ahead.
But nah, come on, man. Like, rings don't matter. What we playing the game for then? That means everybody on the same level. If rings don't matter, that means stats don't matter. Y'all all the same equivalent basketball players. No, ain't no GOAT, ain't no none of that. Ain't none of that. So, like, for y'all to even, I wouldn't even acknowledge that stupid ass comment that he made, because that's all he want. He want attention, y'all. He not in the finals. He not in the playoffs. He want attention. He'll do anything he got to get some attention on Ramon James, aka Jay Reed from Akron. He'll do anything, include making stupid ass takes like that. When all of a sudden he's trying to win championships, now championships don't matter. Man, this dude. I would love to have seen what he said, like, and the whole clip, just to make sure I ain't taking it out of context. But I can actually see him saying some narcissistic.
You're not. I mean to interrupt you. You're not taking it out of context. All you got to do once you finish your little thing, just go on YouTube and look up. They got people on here. And this is another thing about me. I don't watch nothing. I don't watch Mind the Game, because there's other people that's showing videos, showing clips of it. So when you hear the clip, it's gonna blow your mind. But you on the money though.
Yeah, I don't watch his podcast either. So that's something we got in common. But, like, come on, man. Like, truthfully, man, that's what we play this bitch for, man. Chips. Because everybody want to say they was the best. At one particular point, nigga, I was the best at that time. Nothing to talk about. I got the hardware to back it up. You feel me? That's what people define with greatness. But now you're going to change the whole NBA narrative. Bill Russell 11 don't matter. You by yourself, you single-handedly going to change the narrative with your minions. Fuck out of here, man. Well, if that's what how he feel. If I was the Lakers, that would be my slight, and it's time to go, bro. Cause we play for chips over here. Come on, man. That's the opposite of what the Black Mamba told us.
That's why he's gonna be a Laker.
Like Kobe said, any year I don't win a chip, it's considered a failure. I don't care what the circumstances was. We don't win the chip, it's a failure. I'm that type of player. I expect to be competing for a chip every year. So anything less than that, no playoffs, first round exit, second round exit, Western Conference exit, finals exit, that's bitch a failed season. I don't care if it was me and 15 Brian Scalabrinis, and if we lost the championship, it would be considered a failure in my eyes.
Amen. Hallelujah up in here. I'm the only one that hear this.
Like, come on, man. If I throw a rock and it hurt when it hit you, holler at me, my nigga. You know what I mean?
Man.
Mm-hmm. It's your turn, Trey. If Ron Tom's finished, it's your turn, Trey. Then I'm gonna go.
Man, I was up in here. Look, he's still cooking. Go ahead. It smells good up in here.
And let them know what you brought to this last supper, my nigga.
Hey, man, look, I'm coming in here with that mac and cheese. Look, that fried chicken. I know y'all want it. It's that deep fried. I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna start it off like this. And these are, and I'm saying trophies can be the smallest things, right? Like you want to be that guy, right? And I'm saying for anybody, yeah, I know you say you probably don't ask, you can tell, yeah, you can just tell off of body language, but let's just go to some crazy things in a way. Sexual. You ain't gonna ask if you the best, if you the biggest, if you the this, if you the that. You cool with being fifth, sixth, in that? Hell no. You wanna know where you at. In anything you want, at least we all strive to be the best. You're not in competition with your brother or your sister, but hey, your parents, they all love you the same. I don't know how everybody parent, but it's supposed to be like that. They all supposed to love you the same. But you are trying to have the most A's. You are trying to have the most certificates. So it's like anything is competitive. You're never just like, oh, I got in a spelling bee 12 times in a row. You don't want to talk about that if you lost. I lost 12 times in a row. You want to talk about this? I believe Jerry West, ain't he mad about the championship or is it the MVP? It's one of them. One of y'all correct me if on which or help me. So
the championships. He's mad about the championship. Not only when he's mad about not beating the Boston Celtics in championships. He's mad only when.
Yeah, I know that story out there that he's pissed off about that he didn't win against them. Like that he never got to beat them. Like these are you see what LeBron's focusing on, and then with this man who you're bringing up, trying to use as an example what he was focused on. He didn't give a shit about how many times. He felt like I got my ass kicked those times. He'd rather be a winner than the loser, bro. That's loser mentality. Oh yeah, man. You know, shit. That's Tommy. Like not like that, but that's Tommy Hearns. Like just how his career went. Bad mother, mama jamma. But Tommy, every time Hitman, every time you came out to Hitman, marvelous. Boop bop, beep, boop bop. Sugar Ray. But every time you had that big fight. That's why we don't talk about you like them. They gonna get an extra story because you never won. LeBron knows he's full of crap. Dwayne Wade, at this time, your best friend. Y'all in the hotels naked with each other. It's your best friend. He know you.
Allegedly. We got to say allegedly.
No, allegedly. It's a film on it, right? We remember I said, can I play it, bro? And I just showed the recording. It said LeBron talking to a dude on the interview. And he said, man, I'll never forget. I come in the hotel. I look up because I hear D-Wade like, hey, yo. He said, I look up. It's amazing. I ain't lying. That's his word. It was amazing. Seeing this nigga nude in this mud. But like I said, he knows you. So now he's exposed you all this time for years. Man, I wish Kobe ears could have heard that before he passed away. You niggas hid that from a monster. Y'all didn't want to give him that because y'all know he would have used that. He would have had y'all every day on that court. You didn't team up with D-Wade for KG. KG walking around here like, yeah, now shut that down. We chase LeBron. No, it was Kobe. That was their conversation off season. Kobe's winning all these rings. I mean, I got one, LeBron got none. I mean, we got to stop this dude. He's about to
Time out. Hey, yo, we just sold the Lakers, y'all?
Huh?
Now our organization brought part of the Lakers, and Jimmy Buck still owns part of the Lakers, but still owns percentage of the Lakers.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you. Look, let me tell you, and I don't even need to know. No, I'm gonna tell y'all. I know I'm gonna find it out quick. I'm gonna hit it to Big Bro. T Price, you gonna get it fast. You on the West anyway. Miles. Salute to everybody on the line right now. I'm gonna tell you right now, the Lakers never had to do no shit like that till LeBron came digging in their pockets. Nigga, Jerry Buss ain't alive, nigga. They splitting all that cheese, nigga. This is what he's making this organization do, nigga. They got to start selling profits and shit.
She's selling to the owner of the Dodgers. Shout out to boy Nate.
Look, and you know what that's connected to? Magic Johnson. Straight up, nigga. Look, I tell you can put this shit together. Look what this nigga make you do. He make you pull out bunny ears, nigga. But back to the shit. Your ass know it's all about rings. You left because you start getting scared that you were going to be over there with some other greats, but just sitting at that table with the niggas who were great in them. Allen Iverson, Charles Barkley, Patrick Ewing. Ain't nothing wrong with that table if you end up at it. It's just you ain't at this one. And that's the one you want to be at. What you said? You said you chasing what? Casper? The friendly ghost? No, you know who you chasing. And what was he about? Rings. So that's what you chasing, idiot. Like, everything this dude says is just contradicting. He always, something T Price constantly say, change the narrative. The media is slow. They're catching up now. They tired of his ass. He coming at them, lashing. Now the gloves is off. They're like, oh yeah, you really want to do this? You really want to do, before you retire, you want to do this shit now, huh? So now this is what he's getting. Everybody's looking at, what the hell do you do? Anything. So you do this job. Anything you do, you sell drugs, what, just to get caught? You don't do it to make no money. You know what I'm saying? You hit that bank just to get on TV so everybody, oh, damn, no, you wanted to be, you want to come out there with the shit. You don't do nothing for nothing. So you just know everything out his mouth is full of crap. That's why I know, man, look, your son ain't going to be nothing in the NBA. He's going to retire within probably 4 or 5 years, really quick disappear because you ain't putting him hustle. Damn, I should use John Cena shit, y'all. Hustle, loyalty, respect. I'm going to just leave right there because this nigga just now made me quote John Cena. I'm going to leave right there. He just made me quote John Cena.
Shout out to you, Trayvon. Shout out to you. Everything you say is will be held against you. No, it's fine. Look.
Hey, look, I'm putting both my hands on the Bible today.
This is just a joke. LeBron James is just a joke. It really is. It's like, does he think everybody has like mental illness that we wasn't watching? Remember, he came into the league where they said you're witnessing. Okay, what have we witnessed? You know what I'm saying?
Like we Isaiah and Moses or something.
Right. It's just this is just the biggest cap in the media right now. He's trying to make us believe that everything that the NBA is built off of is not what it was built off of. He's trying to make it seem like his career should be viewed better than anybody else's career, even though he did not win like true winners. Everybody knows, everybody has who's really objective is going to say the Miami year seems to be tainted. Even going back to Cleveland seems to be tainted. And you came to the Lakers to do what? That's right, to win championships. He said it in his introduction with the Lakers. I'm over here to bring them back to championship level.
Ooh, can I add something to that, man? Can I just add one thing and let you get back to cooking on that Laker thing? I just thought about it. I swear. And you never asked about you won't get respect until you won that last championship with the championship, not a record. A championship made you say, I want my respect.
Now, Trayvon, I'm going to play off what you just did. You passed me the ball back.
Yes, sir.
Said, I want my respect too. Who was he referring to?
Yes,
sir. He wasn't referring to Tony Kukoc. He was referring to Kobe, Magic, Mike.
Yep.
So now you want me to believe that,
Kareem.
Oh, yes, and the cap. You want me to believe that bullshit speech, which, if we're being fair, the first words out of your goddamn mouth should have been, I dedicate this to Kobe. Rest in peace. Tell me I'm wrong.
No, you right. Facts. You already said it's dedicated to him, so you should have said we kept our word and did it. You right.
Just
you talked about you. Go ahead. Go ahead, T. Price.
No, I want you to finish because you own to something.
So you wanted it to be about you. You always wanted to be about you. When y'all didn't make them NBA finals the next year, it was, that's not no big deal. I got 4 rings. When you didn't make it the playoffs a year after that, it's all Russell Westbrook's fault. When did Magic Johnson blame Byron Scott when they got knocked out the playoffs?
Lottie Divac.
Right.
James Worthy, anybody, Michael Cooper, AC Green, the real
man. Woo! Tell the whole squad, T-Part, so they can know how deep you go.
I could go all the way back. Wesley Matthews, Adrian Branch. Come on, man. Like
in 1990, when he came back in 1996, did he blame Nick Van Exel, Eldon Campbell because they got knocked out the playoffs against Houston?
How about Mike? How about Mike? When did Mike say anything about only play 18 games when he got put out by Orlando?
No.
And I'm glad you say that. You know what Mike did?
He wasn't.
You know what Mike did?
When put on 23, since this dude said 45.
Wait. Mike shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Trained all off season and came back for your ass that next season.
And swept
that's what he did. He said it doesn't mean a thing unless you got that ring. He didn't give a shit about 70 wins when they were shoving microphones in his face like, oh, Michael Jordan, your team won 70 games. This is the record. No other team in NBA history. He says, that's a nice accomplishment. Thank you, but it means nothing if we don't cap it off with a championship.
Say the quote. Say that quote, because that's right there with it. Remember, he said, I could have played.
It doesn't mean a thing.
No, not that one. I could have played to beat the records, Kareem, and chase them, but it's about the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He said
this this MFer, this capping ass nigga, yeah, I think I can say that on YouTube, wants to sit up there and for the majority of his career, he says places where he went was about championships. Now they don't matter.
Oh, so don't forget. I would have been the same LeBron even if I wouldn't have went to Miami. Then why leave, asshole?
Now listen to this. As a Lakers fan, as a Lakers fan, when the Phoenix Suns played the Los Angeles Lakers in the conference finals,
he left 5 minutes. You talking about the time he left 5 minutes early?
No. This is when Kobe. No, this is when Kobe was playing. This is when Kobe was playing.
Keep on going.
You talking about the Alvin? You talking about the Alvin Gentry slap on the ass?
Not only that, when they went to the locker room, Steve Nash, why was you crying if rings don't mean anything? Why were you sitting up there bawling like a 4-year-old little girl that just skinned her knee on her bike?
Joel Embiid, why was you crying not to even be able to play for it?
We could just go on and on. But anyway,
look, Kevin Durant. Hey, look, T. Price. What we laughed at, Kevin Durant. Why you go back there and hug your mama like she just told you she had cancer?
I'm glad. Right. I'm glad you mentioned. That's why I sent everybody that video. And shout out to Maz though, man. This is why people look.
Big Maz.
I've been trying to tell y'all this ever since I came on here, man. They've been. And everybody wants to talk about this darn resume. Oh, he got a resume. Man, that resume, as my boy Lees you say, is a manufactured resume. I'm going to tell you why.
Fraudulent.
KD and them KD should have been a champion already. They got cheated in them 2011 finals. All you had to do is 2012 finals.
The way they call fouls, boy, and you smack that man like that.
He didn't even get touched, and I'm telling you, I watched and that made me go back in the vault. I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go and watch these finals again. Cause some people make videos and stuff. Then I start watching.
Hey, sometimes you miss something. What they say, you watch a movie twice, you see something new.
And not even that. And I can remember the commentating even from back then. Oh, that's not a flagrant foul, really? That's not a foul. Where did he touch him?
That was good defense. LeBron played good defense.
And back then, even Mike Green,
LeBron thought he fouled that nigga. That's why he snatched his arm back so fast.
Not only that, the more he talks, y'all. I told y'all this years ago. Y'all want to talk about I'm hating, dude. I'm not hating, dude. I seen, and this is major. Jay Reed, you gonna mention Barry Bonds? You gonna mention
talk about it?
You gonna mention Barry Bonds, right? Oh, B. Bonds is one of the best players that ever hit the ball. That's what you said. Why you won't mention Barry Bonds? I know why. Because one thing about Barry Bonds, though, is I think why you said it, because Barry Bonds was never what? He was accused of using steroids, but he never tested what?
Positive.
HIV positive.
He never tested positive.
Ken Griffey too. You didn't use him, but he's known as one of the top 10, if not top 20 baseball players, and he didn't win a World Series.
And Ken Griffey was one of my favorite players growing up.
Man, him and Barry Bonds, bro. Look, not like that. Him and Barry Bonds, stat wise, when they want to use that resume, stat wise, right? Stat wise, him and Ken Griffey is the best two black athletes to ever play baseball.
They didn't cheat. They didn't cheat the game.
What they say.
Hey, T. Price, I want to use something you used a long time ago, but I'm gonna add a player to it. It's two players that we never said was great after they did anything, right? When they passed certain people. Karl Malone passed Mike Jordan up. If you look at his resume, don't count rings like he's saying rings don't matter. Why we ain't never say Karl Malone better than Mike? Because when you look at the stats. And then when we look at, look, another dude who T. Price used, Kareem. 6 rings. LeBron, you got losses either more or the same. He got the same amount of MVPs as Mike, which you don't. Why we ain't never goat him like he this clear? Yeah, some of us will say, yeah, I ain't gonna be mad if you say he your goat because hey, he could be it. But you, LeBron, is pushback because it's a reason. It's things that you have to do. It's how you did it. It's who you faced. Like, come on, man. Like, man, this shit ridiculous. Like Ron Tom said, man, at the end of the day, bruh, it's a repeating door with this nigga. He's like a nigga that keep going to prison and you on parole. You would never get off parole. Nigga, you would never get off. Recidivism.
Sentence for
Can
life.
I give you one better? I'll do one better.
Hell yeah. We can all keep coming with betters with him.
So I guess Shaquille O'Neal's 3 final MVPs don't mean shit. So without those 3 finals MVPs, I can't say Shaquille O'Neal is even a Hall of Fame.
I'm glad we said that. I'm glad we said that with Shaq. Because Shaq did say I was a championship chaser.
Look, and he said that. He said I fell into that trap of chasing him. Look, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, when they did that, they fell into it. Like, come on, man. Like, come on, man. What are we, man? Like Kobe Bryant would say, what are we doing here?
Trayvon, you brought up Scottie Pippen. Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals against the Lakers. What were they saying? They said if Pippen went to a finals without Jordan, he was better than Jordan. And they were saying this is Pippen's chance to prove that he can win a championship.
That he ain't robbing. That he has not been robbing all those years.
Right. So, yes, championships matter. Why was the championships always the narrative until now? Now we're saying it don't matter?
I'm going to tell you another dude who's very quiet because we ain't brought him up, but I know he knows their matter. Tim fucking Duncan. Big fundamentals. I bet you he knew why he's known as the greatest power forward. I ain't in the GOAT conversation. He got them rings. He got it right there. He had a little bit more help, but he stayed right there. He didn't care about stats. Damn, Pop got me handcuffed. He didn't care. It was about them championships. He knew I got to rack these championships up, though. And he never was a dominant champion. He just had dominant seasons to where he became a champion.
Why do we say that Magic is the best point guard versus Isaiah?
5 championships. That's why he's still in front of Steph.
Versus how many championships Isaiah won again? My memory's fuzzy.
2.
Oh. And so when Jordan said,
and look, we got Chris Paul, and we got John Stockton. Look, think about it. And the next point guards, right after them 2, we got all of them don't got it. Like after Steph, after Isaiah, and after Magic, bro, we got all of the point guards that don't got a ring. You got Chris Paul, you got Jason Kidd, you got John Stockton. Come on, bro, they ain't got no ring. We got them right there.
Yeah, Kid got one with Dallas.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean, though. Like when he was with New Jersey as like this Jason Kidd. That's Dirk. That's Dirk. No offense to nobody on Dallas, but that's Dirk ring.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's Dirk ring. Dirk and JJ Barrera.
And Jason and a little bit of Jason Terry on your head. Yeah, and don't forget about a little Jason Terry on your head.
I don't care nobody.
No matter,
Dirk Nowitzki, that was one of the best final runs
all
time.
Man, that nigga swept Kobe, man. Look, I'm gonna keep it real. When he swept, I'm the type of nigga like this. If you beat me, motherfucker, you better beat everybody because I feel like I'm the best.
It's funny that you say that, Trayvon. Stay right there. I'll give you the ball back. You just plant your feet. Remember, the lying-ass, capping-ass Isaiah Thomas said we didn't shake hands, but when you look at what he shook Kevin McHale's hand, what did Kevin McHale say? Keep the championship in the East.
Yeah, he said you better win too. Straight up. Yep, you better win too. Keep it right here at the home. That's what it was about. If you beat the best or the last champion, they feel like, hey, you beat me and we the best. You bet not lose.
Yo,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No matter how old I get, that's going to still bother me to this day. How the Pistons got lucky win 89 and 90. That got fucking lucky.
Yeah, yo, that it wasn't nothing lucky about that. Come on, Isaiah's the only nigga to say he got Kareem, Magic, Jordan, and Bird shelf on
But
his
come on,
Yes, but he got.
Let me ask you something, big bro.
Let me
AT
rebut
Price.
that.
Let me ask Big Bro something. Let me ask Big Bro something. Look, you see how
I'm
that
going
one
next.
ring? Look, yeah, you for sure. You next. That one ring. How we elevated Dirk off of who he beat. 3 of them, Hall of Famers, right? Think about what that one ring would have did for AI. He didn't have to win another one after he beat Kobe and Shaq.
Yo,
Okay.
that's a fact. That's why I said, like, you got to think about it. That nigga was a 6'1" little man playing in a land of giants at the time, and he got him too, back to back. I don't care what
Lucky
nobody.
Allen Iverson ain't 6'6", bro.
What's the matter?
Okay.
Oh, but hey, Mark.
What's up?
Oh, I would keep the Isaiah thing. Hold on, alley-oop. Hold on. But also, with Isaiah a hypocrite. Because
Thank you. I was just getting ready to blow towards his ass. Go ahead.
Set up the alley-oop. I'm gonna say this. He did some bad things to Michael. Like, let's talk about how you froze. Let's talk about how you froze him out the All-Star game.
All-Star game, yes, sir. Hey, they
Let's
did it. Look. Let's put a little history on that to show how Kobe and Mike history go the same. I ain't gonna lie.
All right,
I feel like
behind the
it's and it's back to you. Look, I'm gonna pass it up so you can set it up for the alley-oop. Just put a little history on it, just in case you don't know. And I know T Price, he backed me up on this. We both agreed. They froze Kobe out too when he was going against Jordan.
But that wasn't Jordan that froze him out. Because remember, it was the Western.
No, it wasn't. It
was George Karl.
It wasn't him.
George Karl.
And Karl Malone. It was Karl Malone too, and all the other veterans that was like, these niggas turning this shit into a one-on-one.
And I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
Yep. Just saying it, but go ahead, back to you so you can get the alley-oop.
Yeah, go ahead. Is that Young? Where'd he go?
Right.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, guys, I said, yep, freeze them out. 1985. We have points. 7 points.
See, look, check this out. And if we're gonna go off this goddamn tangent, then let me sit up because I got.
Damn, I thought you had all the history. I thought you was gonna go to sleeping at the house and all that shit.
Yeah, that's it.
No. Let's not talk about that. Let's not. It goes deeper than that. He was trying to befriend Jordan so that he could try to do what everybody said Jordan would do: manipulate you into a false sense of friendship.
What Dr. J did to Magic.
Right. Jordan wasn't falling for that because he knew he knew Isaiah was just a politician. Remember, who was closer, Isaiah and Magic, or Michael and Magic? I can say Michael and Magic because Michael heard first about what Isaiah was saying about Magic, saying he was gay, saying he got HIV from sleeping with men, and that hurt Magic. Magic talked to Mike because they was on the phone for hours when he told Mike, because he told Mike before he told the press that he had HIV. Ever since then, Jordan was like, fuck Isaiah. That's supposed to be your boy, and that's what you're doing to him? So that's why every time he got around the Pistons, he was going for 40, 50, and 60. And then they start saying, let's put in the 3-4 defense and cover 2, and let's just start hitting them, and let's start playing dirty. And who was the architect of that? Isaiah Thomas. He's the one in the documentary said he stayed up all night, and he was like,
and tell him about the Larry. Tell him about the Larry situation when he hit him with the racist thing. He like with the white boy.
So that famous, and here's the steal by Bird, all the wing to DJ, lays it in. That play, Isaiah Thomas decides to go and co-sign Dennis Rodman, who said, I don't know what's the big hype about Larry Bird, because if he was just a black player, he'll be just another good player. And then they went over to Isaiah, and he says, I have to agree with Rodman. If he was just a black player, he'll just be all right. They took it to the press conference. And then Isaiah tried to backpedal like Deion Sanders in the damn secondary. And then one of the media members took a tank player and went up while he was backpedaling and played exactly what he said. And he was sitting up there like, I ain't racist, I'm a bad guy. That's why Bird didn't want him on the Olympic team. Magic didn't want him on the Olympic team because he backstabbed. Pippen didn't want him on an Olympic team because he didn't like the way they used to choke slam him. Karl Malone didn't want him on the Olympic team because of what he elbowed John Stockton after John Stockton was giving him the business in one day. That's why Karl Malone elbowed Isaiah Thomas in that famous game and got ejected. But it's okay to rip Jordan out the goddamn sky. It's okay to pull Pippen down and slam him on the ground or push him out the bounds. But when Karl Malone puts an elbow in your eye, you want to sit up there and have a fit. Fuck you, you damn hypocrite ass nigga. And not only that, you
damn right. Fuck Isaiah Thomas.
Oh.
You sat up there.
He brought a new swag to 85 the weekend. 3 changed around the neck.
Isaiah Thomas.
Jordan shoes on the feet, putting up good number as a rookie. He was the number 3 draft pick.
Do you remember this? Do anybody remember this? Go ahead. I can wait. Go ahead.
Yeah.
So well, give me 1 second. I'm almost done. I'm almost out of breath anyway. Keep this in mind. The jealousy for Jordan started when Isaiah Thomas's own coach, the famous what the fuck is his name?
Chuck Daly.
No. Indiana coach. The college.
Bobby Knight.
Bobby Knight said that I've seen Michael Jordan, and he is the best player I've ever seen or coached. And that was a shot at Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas didn't like Michael Jordan. Then he got drafted to his home team, Chicago. And people loved Jordan more. And then when he said,
nephew got his poster on the wall.
He comes into the old Chicago Stadium at number 11 at 6'1", Isaiah Thomas. Boo! That's when the jealousy started. Isaiah Thomas, and I hate to do this. I'm going to do it anyway because I feel like the truth is the truth and the lie is a lie.
Don't ever hate to tell the damn truth.
Isaiah Thomas wasn't even the best rookie on his own goddamn team. It was Kelly Tripucka. Look, Isaiah didn't start winning until his 6th season when they built around him. So when you want to sit up there and say, "Oh, I got Michael, I got Magic, and I got Kareem on the wall," guess what, nigga? Kareem was 40-2. You really taking credit for that?
And look, ain't Isaiah in the same boat? Ain't Isaiah in the same boat as Steph? Didn't his shooting guard win MVP, Finals MVP? I can't think of his name.
Joe Dumars won the MVP.
Joe Dumars, goddammit. The damn president
Magic Johnson was missed 2 games of a 4-game sweep, and it took you 7 fucking games to beat Michael. So yeah, and you wasn't the X factor of beating Michael. You wasn't the X factor of beating Kareem, and Bird was injured. Bird was having back problems. So did you beat them at full strength? Did you knock them out? Guess what happened? The next year, did you even make it? Did you ever make it back to play Chicago? No, because your team was fucking trash. Don't sit up here and tell me you was old because you wasn't. Don't sit up there and tell me, "Oh, I'm sorry, I'm going on."
I got to rebuttal that, nephew. Isaiah was tough as a bitch, and all that was hurt and all this and that. I don't care because he could say he lost the finals because he was hurt. You feel me? Like, I don't get into all that. Isaiah, and then as far as that engine, Isaiah was that engine in Detroit, bro. Even though Joe Dumars, he pulled his weight and he won that Finals MVP. Yeah, he played well because Joe played both ends of the court. You feel me? So like, I don't knock Joe, but like, I'm not about to.
Can I ask you something, Ron? I know how you feel about Isaiah, but look, and I'm just saying this to Peter Pay Paul right here. I'm not saying you wrong about how you feel. I'm saying this to Peter Pay Paul, right? You blame injuries, right, when you don't win. But one of your greatest moments was when you sprung the shit out of your ankle.
That's a fact. But at the end of the day, that could be used as an excuse of why they didn't win. You feel me?
Look. At the end of the day, look. That's what I'm saying. From the players we used to, he didn't use that. He didn't come out there on no podium. He didn't even have nothing. He didn't do no LeBron James shit. We lost.
Right. So
okay. I got a rebuttal. So Ron time. Me and you can eat barbecue and drink beer and dap it up all night long. But I gotta say, Isaiah was a fucking hypocrite. Because why did he say at first why they lost to the Bulls? He said we lost to the Bulls because I had a wrist injury.
And we were old. And we were old.
No, it only became we were old 10 years later. So now you're trying to use the excuse as an injury yourself and trying to use an excuse that you was old in the documentary of the 30 for 30. So I can't even take you serious.
I'm gonna keep it 1,000. If anybody asks Bron T. Price, like older guys know, as in actually seeing it happen, if you really know, it was more tongue in cheek on what Isaiah thought happened to him after the U.S. Team and all that, the Dream Team. It wasn't really as loud as it is now, but he did exactly. Nobody's looking at this. Where he turned the heat up was when The Last Dance came out. When that Last Dance came out, and he heard Mike say, "You the second greatest point guard, but you an asshole." That right there made him mad that the GOAT, and he know he's the GOAT, called him an asshole, and everybody heard that in this modern day era because he already felt like, damn, I ain't as big as I supposed to be. Because if you look at everybody who went to that Dream Team, they start risen. Even if you, and people don't say this, yes, Michael Jordan is the fucking man, but Charles Barkley was really the fucking star over there when they went to the Dream Team. Everybody shit went up. And just to cut it off, I remember this game going to the older dudes. I remember this game when Kobe and Mike first matched up. If anybody remember, and I think
in Chicago, 1997,
and that nigga was right there on the announcement table, like on some Reggie Miller shit, but not
NBC game Sunday night.
And he said, "Okay, Kobe, you about to learn from the master."
And that's when Jordan put that shake on him and the fadeaway, and he said, "Listen."
Kobe said that I didn't know he was that fast. He was like, "I see it on TV, but he like up and close." Yeah, that whole thing, man. I said that's why you can't believe. You gotta take in considerance that you got a beef with Mike. So when you say something, I can't just think you coming from straight pure basketball analysis. You are coming at Mike saying that he is not the GOAT because you actually think that hurts Mike. And Mike know you full of shit like he knew you was full of shit when y'all played.
And people act like they gotta be friends, but why? But holding grudges all them years is crazy. But it ain't. But the few ones deep in that. Some people think Zeke innocent. Like when he made that insane comment about Magic, saying that the reason why he had HIV because he was a homosexual, that hurt Magic.
He didn't say homosexual, but basically he was like, "How you get that?"
But it was close to it.
No. As my friend, I'm right there, but I want to keep you in the court. I don't want nobody to try to say and come back. He did say basically you had to be doing some fun. This was another time, people. I don't want no LGBT nothing to come back to T Price like you said. Something wrong. It's another time, but at that time, everybody thought the only way you can get HIV is if you did something with the same sex. Okay, so he was on the interview on the post game, and he said, "Man, how you get that? It's only the only way I know you can get that is man." And they laughing and shit.
And not only that, you got to go back to the interview with Magic and Thomas. Notice what Magic did. Magic is the one that took the high road. Remember, Magic apologized to Isaiah. Isaiah never apologized to Magic. Magic said, reminiscing on the old times, man, this was great. I missed this. And I just got to say, man, if there's anything I did that broke us up, I just want to take this time and say, man, I'm sorry for anything I did. That's when Isaiah started crying.
Hey, look, thank you. That's how you know who wrong. And look, I'm a piggyback to show you the two people who wrong off of those type of interviews I seen, Kobe and Shaq and Magic and him. The person that's more like crying about Shaq basically was apologizing face to face with Kobe. See, when Shaq, and he a hypocrite too, and this is what I'm saying, it go hand in hand. Because while Shaq say It was never a beef, little bro. No, because he know it's very bad right now to not talk about Kobe in a good light while the man's passed away. So he want more.
Well, Trayvon, I don't mean to break you up, but see, look, keep this in mind. Who was crying more on the panel when Kobe died?
Yeah. Look, that's what remember what, and that's what I'm getting to. Shaq know why he was crying and it hurt him. And he said, I should have called. Yeah, because you know it's more you should have said and you kind of kept it out the interview. I'm going to go to other people. Remember Vince Carter saying, Shaq is telling me that he ain't going to come help, try to dunk on Kobe. Like how you were setting him up. You paid Isaiah Ryder, like, hey, have a fight with Kobe. Like, bro, it wasn't fake. Okay, you just know that it's going to be you know Kobe didn't surpass you as in like to the people. Even with the shit that happened, people really out here in LA where you really is known for your history, you can't talk about Kobe out here. He's the man, not you. Look, so you want that love, but it's just a show with Isaiah. Isaiah too, you want back in. Isaiah, if you never said what you said before Mike was the king, period, by itself, it was two dudes that shared it, but yeah, we know Magic came out on top. But Larry and Magic, you crossed the niggas in your generation, bro. That's the wrong. You crossed the niggas that had the power. You said that racist shit about Larry, and then you did that to Magic. You knew. And then Mike, you also messing with the next. It was a wrap, bro.
Hey, yo, let me say something. Listen.
Man, eating some dinner.
Hold on. Let me say this. That nigga's definitely a piece of shit. You feel me?
I wasn't look, that was all personal. I was talking about personality, no basketball.
No, listen. He's a piece of shit, but I just didn't want.
I thought you said he was the shit. I thought you said he was the shit.
No, he was. He was. Listen, I'm never going to say. Listen, Isaiah Thomas was a piece of shit. He is a piece of shit type of person. Yeah. But because I feel that way, I still can't let that diminish what that motherfucker was on the court.
No. Look, you know what I think, Mike, and this is my personal opinion. You know what? Because I never seen it. I ain't saying nobody tried to, but I ain't never seen it as bad as what Mike was getting. I think Mike felt like, Isaiah, I respect you. I'm not telling my team to take your head off, bro. Like, and you constantly not telling your team, don't do Jordan like that. Like, you can beat up everybody else, but don't let them win, but don't. Like, I think that's how he got over the years. Like, goddamn, nigga. Like, goddamn, nigga, no respect there. Like, because if you let your team keep, you notice, like, not like that, even Shaq, he was like, hey, look, hey, I ain't gonna clobber you like everybody else, but you ain't coming in the lane on me.
See, there's one thing about playing defense. Jordan even said they were trying to end my career. Dennis Rodman on the 30 for 30 said we wanted to hurt him. That's beyond basketball.
Yep. And that's what Mike said. What you just said, that's what Mike said. He said they wasn't playing basketball, man. That was that was penitentiary. I'm gonna keep it real. That was penitentiary basketball, Bloods against the Crips. Straight up.
I'm gonna tell you the reason why Isaiah spearheaded that shit, because Michael Jordan had went and took over the city that he came from and that he was so loved and embraced by. And Jordan took that. And that was his personal grudge against Michael Jordan, yo. Michael Jordan took
he loved Chicago more than he loved Detroit. Facts.
But that's not Mike's fault. Why? How's that Mike's fault?
I never thought it was.
That's just. No, it ain't. Look, and that's what he's saying. Look, they both to me. Look, I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. I wish Mike. This just me because I'm a little bit more Mike. I'm a little bit like, I ain't saying I don't fuck with Isaiah. I'm just a little bit more Mike on they shit. I wish Mike did not go down to his level. You was already up. I wish he didn't. The recording, I don't want to play with him if he there and all. I wish he did not say that. You know what I mean? I just wish that part, just like you know what I mean? That's it. But other than that, man, Isaiah, man, you was crashing out, bro. You was crashing out. With your success, with your success, with all your skills, you was out there crashing out. And I think it was a respect thing amongst greats. He wasn't a champion yet, but you were holding them back, not by skill, Not by just whooping him, by whooping him. And he didn't respect that. He got tired of it. He said, this nigga don't got no respect for me. He ain't just trying to beat me. He trying to beat me. So, and you never seen nobody on Chicago just go upside his head like a Karl Malone.
Cartwright did. Cartwright's the only one that did that because they were getting ready to fight.
Look. Now look, we got a whole compilation, like my boy Big Bro like to say, T Price. We got a whole compilation, how he be on LeBron. We got a whole compilation though of Detroit whipping the shit out of Mike. You said that one right there. Look,
yeah.
We got a whole goddamn compilation of the Detroit Pistons. What they call that shit? The Mike says what that shit was called? They had a name for that
boy
shit.
Pistons.
Boy, they had not the bad boy Pistons. Boy, look, the Jordan rules was called this nigga so cold. WWF, nigga. Clothesline, rock bottom. All that.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. That's where the respect. I'm not gonna lie. I know I play basketball. I ain't gonna lie. If I know it's point game, T Price getting past me a little bit, and I just now said some macho man shit, like it ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be my man. I might give T Price a little elbow push when he trying to get just to throw him off, but I ain't gonna try to knock his ass into the rails and all that type of shit. I'm just trying.
But Trayvon, that's my point. It was about, oh, I'm fucking you up, and you know I'm fucking you up, but then I'm gonna smile in your face after we whoop your ass, and then when it's your turn to whoop my ass, I'm gonna act like you don't deserve the same respect that you gave me.
And you done whoop me more, and look, and you done whoop me more times than I done whooped you.
And this is the thing, though, too, with me. Like, I remember watching it, and this is the thing I don't understand. This is one thing I try to bring home to the new generation. And shout out to the new generation that against that nonsense, though, too. You know what I'm saying? Actually do their homework and actually, y'all wasn't around in those times, right? Like, y'all wasn't living in those times. I remember watching Mike and watching I used to like basketball wise, Isaiah was that dude. I'm not gonna diminish that he did on the court, but I thought it was a straight pure jealousy because y'all just hit on it too, because he was well more loved in Chicago, even though he still man, let me tell you, Isaiah still gets love in Chicago, y'all. That's just
not Mike. Yeah, he just not Mike.
Yeah, he still gets that love, you know. Isaiah Lord Thomas is what they call him, you know what I mean, in the shot. Shout out to my boy Big Worm though too.
I ain't gonna lie. Hey, look, Derrick Rose then notched up in front of Isaiah just off of how Chicago fans love Mike so much they don't like how Isaiah talk. Derrick Rose in front of him, as in hometown people.
Yeah.
I like Isaiah Thomas is a great basketball player.
But he did say some sucker stuff, man.
He not only said some sucker stuff, he did some sucker stuff. He did some shit that, and then you want to sit up there and try to say Michael Jordan is this, that, and the other. Look, Trayvon, the only thing I could push back on is I don't care what Michael Jordan said about not wanting to play with him, because the one thing Michael wasn't never going to do is going to be fake. He wasn't going to sit up there and smile in Isaiah's face. After what he did to Magic, he considered him an asshole.
Mm-hmm.
He showed him a respect, because keep this in mind.
No loyalty, no respect.
When Isaiah Thomas was running the Toronto Raptors when they first came to Toronto, he came to Mike and he said, "Hey, can you put on a show to put butts in the seat?" Did Mike say "fuck you"? No. He went out there, he put on a show. The Bulls won. The crowd got what they wanted. He never. That's somebody who never cheated the game. But he just said, "I don't fuck with him."
Yeah, let's change it up right quick. After you finish, we're gonna change it up. Go ahead, finish what you're gonna say.
Look, when it comes down to Isaiah Thomas, and again, he is very similar to LeBron, Ramon James. They want to make you forget what actually happened. They want to sit up there and change the narrative. They want to sit up there and he wants to sit up there and say, "Oh, it was Edwards' idea that we don't go out there and shake the hands," when it was actually Isaiah Thomas's idea that he wasn't going to shake Mike's hand.
Those are facts.
I can't respect that. Because even Dennis Rodman was like, you know, and John Sally too. John Sally said he's gonna stay out and shake hands because, you know, that wasn't what he wasn't part of all that. You know, and John.
Listen, it's crazy.
Go ahead.
Because on the other hand, like this is why I know it was personal with Mike, and I know it was about him being beloved in the city of Chicago, and the magic that it was a jealousy thing. You feel me? Like if you speak to a lot of the players that we played with from our era, when Isaiah shifted from the basketball court to more in the front office, niggas give him a lot of praise. Yo, like Steven Jackson said, yo, I ain't gonna front. Isaiah saved my career. He like, not even, don't nobody know that but me and Isaiah. And he said, and I felt bad sitting up there looking back at it, clowning this nigga when Son was on All the Smoke. You know what I mean? He like, because the fact of the matter is, that nigga said, if it wasn't for Isaiah Thomas, I wouldn't have been back in the NBA.
He probably right before you put it on another subject, I just want to make a joke with Ron. Ron just brought something to my mind with this nigga Isaiah. This nigga Isaiah, he's so cold. How he pity pat, right? This is how you know where his heart really lies. And it's two of them. When LeBron called himself the GOAT, which you also be trying to throw him ass, you said, I'm gonna have to call timeout on this one. And gave Mike some credit and said Mike ain't even call himself the GOAT, right? So it shows you really know who really is the GOAT. You know this dude don't got GOAT criteria. And then my joke is, you in Chicago, your hometown. You know you was wrong. You know Mike was the man out there and it was a jealousy thing. And you know you was on some bullshit because you the only nigga, sorry for the length. If I don't want to, but you the only one when you walk by Mike, why you dip down like somebody was gonna throw a jab at your ass? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that nigga squatted once he got by Mike them bench and walked by Scotty and them. He act like once he seen he wasn't gonna shake their hand like, oh, these niggas gonna try to sock him. I go to Chicago.
Hey, yo, that's great. That's crazy. And you know what? Like as far as like we said, like. Because, you know, Derrick Rose is beloved in Chicago, too. You feel me? And it's short, but, like, knowing Isaiah wouldn't be mad at the city loving Derrick more than him because he'd be like, man, he's from Chicago. You feel me?
Exactly.
Isaiah thing was, man, this nigga from New York / North Carolina. And how the fuck is this nigga get more love in my city than me? Now, it'd be different if it was somebody from my city.
You know why? You know why, Ryan? You know why, Ryan? That's why I know you agree. He bringing championships. He's bringing championships to a city that never had it. Even though you from, look how we love Kobe. Kobe ain't from LA. Magic ain't from LA. But them niggas brought us jewelry. Them niggas brought us bragging rights for years.
No, listen, I get it, Trey. You feel me? Like it was more like he was more mad that he didn't have a chance.
Hey, Philly, I'm sorry, Philly. I'm sorry, Michigan. But you heard Magic and Kobe. Nigga, they know where they love it. They from there, but them niggas said, nigga, this LA for life.
Lakers for life, baby. That's why I became
we claiming Kobe. I'm sorry. He ain't from Philly. Kobe from LA. I'm sorry. He ain't from Michigan. Nigga Magic from LA.
Hey, yo, think about it. The nigga came when he was a 17-year-old kid and never left, bro.
Oh, man, that nigga's out here having Diddy parties, nigga.
Listen, Matt, they said Magic caught the AIDS and everything in LA. And
look, you seen what they showed on that show? Nigga, you was over there where Boys in the Hood was, nigga, off of Crenshaw, nigga, you knew some pimp. All
right, we're gonna change
I'm just saying, though. Them niggas is from LA, bro. So that's how it goes, bro. When you bring success, hey, people gonna embrace you like you one of their own, bro. It's like a mother. Like if I'm around T. Price's mama, if they taking care of me, feed me, man, they gonna embrace me. They embraced me like family. You my bro. We say it right now.
We're gonna change it
so
up.
I'm just saying that's how it goes. It's who's there for you, bro. It's who's there for you, who's benefiting, right? We say it today. It ain't what you did for me. Like last, is what you're doing for me recently, right now, bro. And Mike was the one making Chicago have a parades, giving them a reason to dance. You was in Detroit, bro, even though you from there. Nigga, you ain't bringing us success. You didn't try to leave and come here or nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Y'all hit that like
Switch
button.
up, T-Price.
Well, anyway, I'm going to break down these stats, man. Shout out to Oklahoma City and shout out to Indiana Pacers for bringing basketball back. I told y'all. Shout out to James, though, too. I know y'all been hitting me up like, man, James, hey, shout out to my boy, Know Your Boy. Hey, me and James, we've been saying the same thing for a long time. You got to play these young guys, man. You got to play these young guys. And shout out to these teams that, hey, even though ESPN, I'm glad NBC is coming back, but shout out to these young teams, man. Shout out to OKC. And you know what, ESPN, I just find it very interesting, too, even doing the commentary. Y'all don't want OKC to win anything. I could see that. I could see it in your commentary because every time it's something for against Indiana, y'all justify that. And then when it comes to OKC Thunder, y'all don't even show the replay. Y'all, and then another thing, I just don't think the Indiana Patriots going to win this series. And I've been saying it during the times I have done the games. They do too much crying, man. They cry and complain way more than OKC Thunder do. Those are facts. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing in my eyes. But anyway, we're going to break down.
Can I piggyback off that, T-Price?
Go ahead.
Listen, that game when they went back to OKC, right? Mm-hmm. And I expected OKC to blow the doors off them. Indiana had a chance to win that game and go up 3-1, bro. And they let Shea pull it out. When I seen that, and Indiana, when they could have went up 3-1 before they went back to OKC, I said they blew it. I said they blew it, y'all. I said they blew it. I said that was their chance to put them away right then and there. And they had every chance to. It ain't like OKC responded and came out and beat the dog shit out of them. They had a chance to win that bitch and fumbled the bag. And I said right then and there, I said, it's over with. I said, OKC going to get 2 in a row on them.
And shout out to J-Dub, though, too. And Malika, I find it very interesting, though, too, how you want to talk good about Kobe Bryant and everything like that. But we already know where you stand, Brat Doll. To me, you look like a fake Brat Doll. But shout out to J-Dub for a 40-piece, man. He shot 14 of 25. And guess who is – and you know why he wear the number 8? Do y'all know why he wear the number 8?
Let me guess. Antoine Walker.
Nope. Kobe Bean Bryant was his favorite player. And guess who else is his teammate, too? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. That's his favorite player. So you got 2 guys that look up that like Kobe Bryant as their favorite player. But go ahead. What you was gonna say,
I'm making a bold prediction right now. Right? Mm-hmm. If Jay Williams scored 30 in his closeout game, he get the Finals MVP.
I don't see that. Nah, it's going. They already try to start that narrative right now because Spears sat there and said on ESPN NBA Today yesterday he said it actually. If J-Dub scores another 30 ball or something like that, will he be Finals MVP? Nah, I can't see that.
Listen, if you watch the series, right? If you watch the series, he had 19, 18, then he went off, and he went off, and he went off. You feel me? He went off. And listen, and one thing you can't say in this series, OKC lost the game because Jalen Williams didn't show up. You can say, man, OKC lost 2 of these games because Shai Gilgeous was on some bullshit. Shai Gilgeous was on some bullshit. You feel me?
That concept, but this is why though. If that happens, Ron Tom, and listen, if that happens, okay, fine. But that ain't taking nothing away from Shai, because Shai's that dude.
Oh, not at all. Yo, to tell you the truth, I want to see Shai get it.
But hold on, Ron. But this is the thing, though. This is going to fool them Jokic fanboys, though. You see what I'm saying? They're going to fool the Jokic fanboys. Well, he didn't win Finals MVP. Jokic won Finals MVP. You know, that's all it's going to do. It's just going to fuel that nonsense. And I don't like that.
Jokic also went up against an 8th seed, so.
Yeah, it's levels to it. Yeah, he actually went against the 8th seed, but actually.
Listen, whatever you can spotlight, you on one side, you can spotlight something on the other side to make it negate it. You feel me?
I won't be surprised either.
I would love for Shea to get it just because I want to see somebody who won the MVP. You know what I mean? I want to see that. The scoring champion. I want to see that. I think we ain't seen that since what? Steph? Shaq, maybe? No, Shaq. So it's like I would love for Shea to get it, but like if this dude J-Dub go off for 30, I will not feel like the Steph Curry, Andre Iguodala case. You feel me? Like I don't give a fuck. Steph should have won that MVP. I won't feel that way. I wouldn't feel that way. See,
I said that story.
I'm gonna tell you why. Because that you want to know what I respect? All that regular season shit, everybody could do that shit. You know what I mean? My man was born. He grew up right before my eyes. And I'm watching this game and I'm like, yeah, he him. Like, yeah, they got one. They got one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna tell you exactly what Jay Williams just did. He made Chet Holmgren expendable, bro. They got Shea number 2 right there. That kid number 8. They was gonna have to make a decision between him and Chet. And guess what? He just showed why it's gonna be him.
Oh yeah, go write down these stats. He was 14 to 25. He was 3 of 5 from 3. He was 9 to 12 from the free throw line. 6 rebounds, 1 offensive rebound, 4 assists, 1 steal. He only had 1 turnover. He had 40 points. Chet Holmgren was 4 of 15, 1 of 3 from 3. He had 11 rebounds, 5 offensive rebounds, 1 steal, 3 blocks. He did have 3 turnovers. Then we go to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. He was 9 of 21, 13 of 14 from the foul line. He had 2 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 blocks, and he also had 3 turnovers. And then off the bench, you had Wes Craven grandson, Caruso. He was only 1 for 8, but he did the other things, though. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 steals, 1 block.
That bitch a problem.
Aaron Wiggins was 4 of 10, 4 of 7 for 3, 2 of 2 from the foul line. He had 5 rebounds, 1 block, 1 turnover. Then you had Cason Wallace. He was 4 of 5, 3 of 4 from the free throw line. I mean, for 3, excuse me. He had 2 rebounds and he had 4 steals and he had 1 block. He had 11. And I said this though, and I said this right before they went into game 4. I said this. I was like, why go back and we gonna read down the and we're gonna go down to Indiana stats after this. But I said this. I was like, why go through not? And I was trying to tell my boy Leezy, man, Rick Carlisle was in his head the very first game because it started Cason Wallace the first 3 games. You played the same lineup to get to the finals. Why change it? And why change it? And then as soon as they put Hartenstein back in, and I even though they did, but I said this, OKC was not going to win this NBA Finals if they don't start off with Hartenstein first. I said that first, and everything like that. So we're gonna continue going on, but they shot 42.6%. There was 14 of 32 from 3. There was 26 of 32 from the foul line, 81.3%. They had 19 offensive rebounds. They had a total of 45 rebounds. They had 24 assists. They hit more threes than they did in game. What game was that? That was game 4 in Indiana. Okay, and then they had 15 steals. They had 12 blocks, and they only had 11 turnovers. Anyway, let's go to the Pacers. Pascal Siakam was 9 of 15, 3 of 6 from 3, 7-8 from the line. 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He did have 6 turnovers. He had 28 points. Then Nesmith was 5 of 9, 4 of 5 from 3, 6 rebounds, 3 offensive rebounds. I know Boston wish they should have kept him, but that's another young player that have been proving my point that I've been saying for a while. These teams give up on these young players too quickly, and then they go somewhere else to get the shine on. And then let's look at Obi Toppin. Even TJ McConnell was balling. And I think even that game, y'all, TJ McConnell kept them in that third quarter, man. I know a lot of people felt like, he should have played the fourth quarter. And if I'm Halliburton, if you out there, you still get the smoke. We can't start using these injuries. This is one thing they like to do in this era. Well, he got injured, man. Everybody get hurt. My favorite example is this. Ron time remember this because we was old enough. Remember Magic Johnson had tendinitis and Byron Scott was hurt? And what happened? they lost to the Detroit Pistons, remember? And then the Pistons ended up beating the Portland the next following season. They didn't make excuses about it. Hey, injuries happen, y'all. Y'all got to get used to that. Injuries is a part of the game. But what they'd like to do in this era is this modern day era is, if you did, you notice something. Look how basketball talk is now. If healthy. When we start judging teams as if healthy, either you there or you're not.
We start judging if healthy after the Golden State Warriors beat Cleveland without Kyrie, who was injured, and without Love, who was injured. We never crowned champions on paper. We never crowned champions at the beginning of the season. We always, and I remember so many times it was like you didn't start predicting who was going to win the championship until after the damn All-Star break, because you will be able to see who's actually who's leading the West, who's leading the East, who might be able to upset the top seeds. I remember the 97 season when the Bulls were still on pace to win 70 games. They were predicting Washington to knock them off.
Yeah.
Am I lying?
Yeah,
So,
and that's what it was. But then again, and it's like, go ahead, finish what you were saying.
No. I'm done. You got it.
Okay, because that's just how it was back then. I'm like, and you just reminded me, they didn't start saying who's going to be a championship contender till after the All-Star break. You know, whatever broke was not trying to fix. And then another thing with this media that I don't understand with the media is this: you can't hide your hand and hold your hand, and you can't throw a rock and hold and you know, and act like you didn't throw the rock. You know what I mean? Y'all also is one of the main reasons why basketball is so down right now, because y'all made it about the player, not about the team. Y'all don't have no rivalries no more. What rivalry they got in this modern day era is just Golden State and the Cavs. That's it.
Well, it's not Golden State and the Cavs. It's Golden State and whoever LeBron is playing for.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in the finals, though. You know, that's all they got, though. See, we can go back. We go back to the rivalries. You know what I'm saying? We can go back into the archives because we've seen all that. Let me get back to Jay Reed for a second. No, we're gonna finish. We're gonna finish with the Pacers though first. The Pacers, they were 37-82. There was 45.1%. There was 11-30 from the field. For three, 36.7. There was 24-30, 80%. 18 offensive rebounds they had as a team. They had 50 rebounds as a team. They had 23 assists. They had 9 steals. They had 4 steals, and they had 20. They had 4 steals, and they had 22 turnovers. But I know everybody thinking that this game was just like the first one. But the thing was, it's the difference that ESPN that y'all clearly missed. OKC actually converted on the turnovers compared to they did in game 1. That was the major difference. That was a difference.
T-Price.
Yes, sir.
You're saying something that's very important, and I don't want it to go over anybody's head. Rivalries were not only created in season, but if you played somebody in the finals and lost, they became automatically your rival. When Seattle lost to the Bulls in 1996, every time that they played each other was on NBC or on TNT as the matchup because they played each other in the finals. So it's the same with the Lakers and the Bulls. It's the same with the with the Portland Trailblazers.
Yeah.
The Portland Trailblazers broke the Chicago Bulls streak of a win streak at home against the Western Conference.
Right.
Portland went into Chicago and beat them by 6, and then they went to Indiana and got blown out by 62. So it was always a Utah and Chicago. When Chicago beat them in 97, both matchups. The first matchup was on TNT. The Bulls. The first matchup was on NBC. Utah went into Chicago and beat the Bulls. The next matchup was on TNT. The Bulls were wearing the black and red pinstripe jerseys, and Utah beat them. And Jordan had 45, but they were without Pippen. They beat them, and that was the going into the playoffs. They were like, that's what gave Utah the home court advantage because they both ended with a 62-20 record. But since Utah beat them twice, they were considered their rivals. That's why they were able
to had a home court. That's why they had home court advantage in the finals.
I'm not gonna lie,
absolutely.
Martavian, like your brain memory is incredible, bro.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
He another Leo like me, man. Me and him birthdays the same day, Mons. Ain't that crazy?
Yeah, man. Yeah, you guys have great memories because, but Martavian, that just shows you how great MJ was, is because he made you remember the moments like that, right? People forget that Utah had home court in that series, right? They forget Utah won game 1. They forget if Bulls would have lost game 6 when Pippen couldn't throw it in the ocean, would have scored back. Game 7 would have been in Utah, remember? Because it was 2-3-2. And so
now keep this in mind, Mas. You're cooking, but let's not forget about game 5, which was supposed to be a closeout, where if it wasn't for Karl Malone's 39, 16 in the fourth quarter, and Jordan took the game-winning 3 at half court, and it rimmed out, and then that's what forced the game 6. Look, Chicago was on fire because they were potentially getting ready to have a gentleman's sweep. They already beat Utah by 56 the game before.
Yeah. No, you're right. It was like 92 to like 54. It's the biggest. Hey, you just said something, bro. LeBron James is a part of the most lopsided finals in league history, while MJ, which nobody really talks about, which you just did just now, I think it was game 3 or 4 back in Chicago. The Bulls have the largest victory of margin in a finals game in league history with like 42 points. And so, again, there was a level of dominance and there was a level of the way that he just approached the game. Every game. Bro, BJ Armstrong said, quote, MJ always approached it as if the score was 0-0. Yes. Right? And so when you have a mentality like that, T. Price and Martavian, I mean, you're going to get the best person or the best athlete in that moment. But my bad, T. Price. I didn't mean to go off the script, but I know you're talking about the Pacers.
No. Go ahead, bro. No, we good, bro. We good, man. I just read the stats, man. You good, bro. You came in right on time. You good.
Yeah. But you made a great point, though. I mean, OKC's fast break points and their points off turnovers, and they out-rebounded Pacers by 10. And, you also said earlier, Tyrese Halliburton, he should be ashamed of himself, bro. Like, you falling down, acting like you got hit by the DC sniper, acting like you can't walk, but you pick and choose when to hustle, when to play hard. And this is the NBA
when to have the swag.
Right. Yeah. Right. This is the NBA Finals.
Talk about it.
A chance for you to submit your, whatever you want to call it. And that's what you do on that stage. And I don't think J-Dub's MVP by no stretch of the imagination. Not only is SGA been more consistent, look at the assists, look at the steals, the defense. Like, SGA is giving you the total package. So, even the games when he was not so great offensively, he was still giving you 8-9 assists, 4 or 5 steals. So, we talk about impact, right? And so SGA is the most impactful player on that team. So I don't know.
And I love J-Dub because I watched him at Santa Clara, and I knew he was going to be a dog. He played in the West Coast Conference against Gonzaga, against Chet, against Nembhard. It is crazy, though, too. Nembhard and Chet, they both was teammates, and a lot of people forget Nembhard started off at University of Florida first. Then he transferred to Gonzaga.
Right.
Can I say something to you, Mas? Because I know I'm on borrowed time with Mas because he's in and out like a head coach. But the thing about it is, no. Sometimes you be on the mic and I'll be like my boy here, and the next thing you know, you poof.
Yeah.
But the MVP is supposed to be the most valuable. Okay. Now, what Jay Will did was impressive. It was great. It was needed. But
yes,
the team goes as far as SGA takes them. We can't discount the 40 points, but we just definitely can't discount the 10 assists. That means you were finding open shooters. That means when you were doubled, you was making the right play, LeBron fans. So we can't sit up here 1 minute and say this player had 10 assists when it benefits us, Scap Attack, but then we want to discount when somebody has 40 points and 10 assists when it benefits your argument.
Right, that's a great point. Yeah, most valuable player, valuable player, and we tend to forget what the V means. T Price and most valuable.
Yep. And not only that, I forget when y'all was talking about Steph, and then you were talking about that Iguodala story. That let's go back in memory lane, because y'all remember. I remember like yesterday. Like I keep telling you, I watched 4 decades of this, right? So I can even talk about y'all decade, right? So let's check it out, new modern day NBA. Y'all remember when Steph was going against Jay Reed, what they were saying, what was the commercials was? I can remember. I remember who both of these young men was born in Akron, Ohio, born in the same hospital, right? I remember all of that, right? And shout out to Rachel Nichols, right? Rachel Nichols told the story, man. Look, this is one thing I understand about people. That let me know that y'all recently, y'all talking about real hate. Y'all love to hate on Kobe Bryant, but at the same time, I said this along. Masa remember this, and Martavian probably. I know Lemon Pepper remember. I said, man, y'all could just go on YouTube and look at that interview when it was just Shaq and it was Kobe Bryant. I remember Shaq was saying, I just seen the clip because I watched the NBA Finals when Shaq sat there and said, "Hey man, you got 23 jersey on, man. You might as well wait. It's time to wear your own now, partner." Even Shaq came out and said that I came to training camp out of shape, everything like that. But I knew one thing: I had you. Y'all don't understand this. Kobe never was a Robin. Back in the day, they was calling Shaq and Kobe 1A and 1B. Y'all know who destroyed the Shaq and Kobe thing? The media. The media killed everything. I remember living in LA. Hold on. I remember I was living in LA at the time. Max Kellerman, Marcus Riley was on ESPN radio. They were supposed to be talking about the Clippers. Marcellus Riley, yeah, Marcellus. Shout out to Marcellus. I ain't got nothing against you, man, but I just remember. You know what I'm saying? Y'all used to take dumps on Kobe Bryant. Somebody, me and the homies and the OGs and the older generation was like, why is he doing that? Even Max Kellerman used to say some crazy stuff that Kawhi was more clutch than Kobe and everything. A lot of people didn't understand that, but I remember that. I was like, yeah, he been hating on Kobe for way back when. But at the same time, Kobe made y'all put him back. He made them talk about him again. We already know about that. We already know about the rape case. Even though he was acquitted, people will still want to sit there and say this. Oh, he's still a rapist. He shouldn't get on that helicopter and all this. Y'all need to stop y'all got to watch y'all mouths about what y'all say about people, man. Because hey, I'm telling you, you reap what you sow in this world, man. Like y'all got to get out of this stuff. Go ahead.
Shout out for bringing that up, T Price, and I'm gonna say why. And I gotta just fact check it. Kobe was never acquitted. The charges was completely dropped because she was not credible. When you have dino DNA in your panties of several dinosaurs, then you can't cry. Great.
Oh yeah, that part. Hey, I forgot about that. Thanks, man. It wasn't acquitted. Yeah, it was thrown out. I remember now. Yeah.
Yeah. So Max Kellerman has always had an issue with Kobe after the grape case because allegedly the chick was of a certain persuasion that Max Kellerman is a part of. So that's why, a lot of his vitriol came from that. Number two, I can't say it was just the media because Shaq has shown me, especially with his time in Orlando and the way he treated Penny, that he is a very sensitive, baby-ass little boy, grown man, combination play. He didn't like the fact that Kobe was taking a lot of those game-winning shots. He thought that the ball's supposed to come to him in all facets of the game. He was the one that was going to Phil Jackson saying that the young kid needs to learn how to come through me. Remember, Don Nelson, shout out to Don Nelson, is the one that created the Hack and Shaq, but he created it 2 seasons before with Dennis Rodman because his one player broke the record of getting 6 fouls in 2 minutes because they were trying to get back into a game against the Bulls, and they start hacking a Rodman. So then he started to do that with hacking Shaq. It got its name, and that's when Phil Jackson had no choice when games were close against Dallas, Sacramento, San Antonio. He had to remove Shaq because his free throws made him compromised. You could not compromise Kobe because he was an 85% free throw shooter.
Always been a good free throw shooter.
In the clutch, he was 92.
Yeah, in the clutch. Yeah, that's ain't that crazy. In the clutch. As my boy Mars say, man, and shout out to Mars, man, because hey, we go back like all of us do. When it comes down to winning time, 5 minutes or less, right? Now they're just gonna I know we talk about a lot of things, that's what we do. We be all over the place, but it makes sense though. But come to game 6, I will be doing the game tomorrow, and I think OKC gonna win it tomorrow, bro. That's just me. I think it's over.
Look, I saw the air get sucked out of the room, and I gotta say this one more time. If Mass is still on, I would love to know what you think about this. But Rick Carlisle lost him game 5. And I gotta, as Mass was saying, I gotta give credit where credit is due. I gotta give blame where blame is due. He had the hot hand, and he overthought it, and he took that hot hand out. And after he took that hot hand out, the momentum started to go towards OKC's way. Once they got the momentum, a 1-point lead went all the way up to a 13-point lead, and then it was pretty much game over because that was the fourth quarter. Rick Carlisle, good coach. He had the opportunity to be a great coach with another road win. They would have put the damn stranglehold on OKC Thunder going back home in Indiana where they potentially could have closed it out. Now they got to fight to just get back to game 7. And if I'm the Oklahoma City coach, I'm telling them, don't even make it seem like they have a chance. End it tonight.
Your fans gonna be sitting there. And shout out to OKC fans though, because a lot of people don't understand about Oklahoma City. And shout out to my homies that stay out there too. I got a few people I went to high school with that stay over. Shout out to them. I ain't gonna mention their name, but y'all know who y'all are. But anyway, then we're gonna let Lou go. Oklahoma City, man, I've been in that arena. I worked in that arena. You know, that is, they love the Thunder. Hey, you're talking about that. The Thunder is like a college. It's like a college basketball experience, right? And them fans is so loyal to that team. And I don't care what nobody says. I don't sit there and say who's the greatest this and greatest that, but he will, even though KD, she should already won a championship. We already know that the NBA rigged it for Jay Reed. Because y'all remember, Jay Reed lost in 2011. If he would have lost in 2012, everything they've been pushing, that's why KD was crying to his mama like that. Because they know that they man, I watched that finals, man. I'm telling you, man, KD was cooking them dudes, bro. They was cooking them, bro.
He averaged 35 in the series.
And then they made the boy get in foul trouble. And I was just like, even when I was watching it live, I was sitting there like, oh yeah, they helping LeBron. They got to make sure he get a championship and everything like that. What you was gonna say, Lemon Pepper?
I was gonna say, if they win game 6 tomorrow, Gilgeous-Alexander gonna get Finals MVP because in that game 5, when Indiana was kind of coming back on them, Gilgeous-Alexander stepped up and hit big shot time and time again. In that, not only in the third quarter, but in that fourth quarter. And he been the main focus this whole series. And he been going out there and averaging about 35, almost to 40 points a game. So he got to win Final MVP. I don't see nobody else on OKC. If they win tomorrow, I don't see nobody else on OKC going to get it because Gilgeous-Alexander has been everything in this series. It's been a long time since the MVP won the NBA championship. A long, long time. I can't remember the last MVP won the NBA championship.
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry.
And then it was Shaq too, right?
Before that,
2001, 2000 or 2001.
One of them, because you remember, it's crazy. Shaq and Kobe on, and this is crazy though, y'all. Hey, Maz, and I know we are old enough. This don't make sense to me, right? This is never did. You know, me and you always agreed on this, right? This don't make no sense to me. I'm just going to reiterate this. How many MVPs Shaq and Kobe both have?
They got one.
But this is the thing though that they try to use against Kobe. This is another thing this is what they wanted. The JV fans do the same thing too.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the kill. This is the common denominator. I don't give a care what nobody say. You could put any JV run, his back-to-back runs, even Kobe Bryant's when he went to 3 straight without Shaq. We didn't make excuses when Bynum was hurt. We did not make excuses when Trevor Ariza was out, lost because the Lakers lost that one of the best wing defenders. Y'all remember that? There was no excuses. Remember, it was the Boston Massacre. And what did Kobe Bryant said? One of my favorite things he said, Jim Gray said,
"I'm gonna work to exhaustion."
Man, and when he came back the next year with a vengeance. And another thing too. Y'all want to sit there and disrespect. Now that's pure hatred, y'all. Y'all say Shaq is better than Kobe. I don't see it. I don't see it because again, y'all young people, y'all wasn't around. Even you look at the mixtapes, you look at the highlights. You can't do that. Do Kobe Bryant look like a Robin to you? Not to me.
Well, T Price. I mean, here's the kicker, bro. If you take Kobe Bryant's 2001 NBA Finals run. And look at his percentage of points he scored for the Lakers, his scoring average, etc. All those things. It's better than 3 of LeBron's championship year runs as the number 1 guy. You take Kobe Bryant's 2001 season, he put up better numbers in the 2001 finals than 3 of LeBron James' runs in the finals, and he's a quote unquote Robin, but LeBron James was the lead dog. You know what I'm saying? And then
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Go ahead, bro.
And just real quick, you know, Kobe and Shaq got 1 MVP apiece, and the media, I'm assuming, will argue, well, they have each other, right? Kevin Durant and Steph Curry couldn't get an MVP because they played with each other, but the media finds a way to give LeBron James back-to-back MVPs while playing with Wade and Bosh. Not to mention, Kevin Durant, one of those years, his team finished first in OKC, and he led the league in scoring. And they still gave the MVP award to LeBron James, bro. This is why I don't take the media seriously. I don't use MVPs as a measuring stick.
Finals MVPs as a measuring stick either, because that's just for the birds.
Facts, T-Price. Facts, bro.
Man, I was just about to say that, Monster. You just said it. That's just crazy because that's one of my favorite comebacks. Because y'all remember, let me get back to Rachel Nichols though. Y'all remember Rachel Nichols came out and said that. I see you, Trey. Rachel Nichols came out and said out of her mouth. Y'all remember?
Price. Can I say breaking news?
Hold on. Let me just get this out before I forget. Y'all remember when it took so long for the MVP to even be announced. Rachel Nichols said they had to vote twice. And guess who won on the first ballot? Stephen Waldell Curry. They had to purposely go back and do it again. Because you know why? It will go against the narrative for Jay Reid. That's why why you think one of my favorite sayings I always say on here, y'all probably, that's why Andre Iguodala looked like he won prom king. That he was shocked that he won it because he didn't deserve it. Yeah, he changed the series, but at the same time, you look at Steph's numbers, and they always want to use numbers. Steph should have got that MVP. What's breaking news though?
It ain't no. She remains a chairman or whatever. I don't care, whatever she remains. The Buss family has sold the Lakers for record-breaking $10 billion. LeBron James broke their ass.
Wow.
Straight up, it's the truth. I told y'all we gonna find out. I told y'all we gonna find out. Look what happened, bro. They were going up, bro. She didn't have. Look, I'm gonna show you how she didn't want to let it go. T. Price, you know you heard this. I know whoever else. Remember when the Lakers was really losing, like with the draft picks right after Kobe retired before LeBron, and that nigga Stephen A. like he liked to do, speak up on niggas' money, fuck they bag up. He was like, as much as I love Jeannie Buss and I love the Los Angeles Lakers, Jeannie Buss may need to sell the Lakers, and that's when she sold her soul. Once he said that, because that's how she became the first female owner, like to win a championship in that bubble, because she sold her ass cheeks and everything with her Playboy ass self. So he has broken them, bro, because they wasn't really getting money. Everybody been saying this, T. Price been saying it. They split that shit like 7 fucking brothers, sisters, whatever the fuck, how many of them it is. It ain't like one person is gathering that. That's not a billionaire family no more. Once they pops died. Before he died, that's his cheese. Yeah, he was the billionaire. But when he died, he had that shit broken off. Them niggas are 100 millionaires, but not billionaire. Something like that. So he has broken them. A lot of them probably don't even like him. I can imagine the brother probably been working on this breakup for years, ever since the Kobe was there. You know what I mean?
And then they got rid of him. Remember, she got rid of him.
So now that I'm looking at it, bro, like I said, we're going to get the news quick out here. They sold them, bro. Record history, no team ever. $10 billion an NBA team.
That is depressing.
And not only that, we already know who's part ownership with the Dodgers, right? Magic Johnson. So my next thing, I'm just going to say this before Martavian goes.
Go ahead.
What's to say, Lou?
I was getting ready. Oh, go ahead, Lou. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, look. Since Magic Johnson left the Lakers, look what he had done for the Dodgers and the Washington Commanders. He knows how to build. He knows how to build a team. He knows how to get the fans back in the seats. And if Magic gonna control the Lakers again, they're gonna be a winning organization. I think the first thing he need to do is get rid of Jay Reid's ass.
No, he was capping for Jay Reid on ESPN when he was on First Take last week.
At the time, T. Price, he needed Jay Reid because the Lakers wasn't making no type of money. So I think nowadays he don't need to get Jay Reid no more. He gonna get rid of his ass. He need to do that.
Get rid of him and his son, and JJ Redneck, whatever his name want to be. You disrespectful dude. Your time is coming too. And this is another thing too. How y'all dudes can? This is how I know we living in the last days, right? Because we was growing up, what we was taught to do: respect our elders, right? Even though we might not like them, we disagree with something. What we still did, we still listened to them, even if it might go out the ear and go out the other ear. But we respected what they had to say, because there was something. Majority might be bull crap, but they're gonna tell you something that's actually was real. You gotta catch it. But what they like to do now. I don't respect the people. When you don't respect people that come before you, that's why I don't respect some of these players. Like, shout out to the players that do pay homage. I respect them, but then you got players like Jay Reid. Then you got players like DeRaymond. Mama named him 2 first name. Can never trust him in person, man. They got 2 first names. And my boy James say, shout out my boy James, man. He said, your mama named you DeRaymond. That junk had me dead when he said on his stream. Shout out to my boy, know your boy, man. But hey, it's about time. But then again, I told y'all this was going to happen when I came on Ticket Show, and I said, and me and Trayvon was both on there, and I went first. I said, there's 2 type of people out here. You got real Laker fans, and you got Jay Reid fans. Jay Reid is going to run this team to the ground. He's going to get rid of all the draft picks. Even on what I said early in the season, Trey, I said, man, they're going to trade Dalton Connect. I said it.
Yeah, I knew you was telling the truth. I said I'm gonna just wait until it happened, though. I had to wait until the end. Like it's the truth, though. Like, you look at the beginning, shit that never happened. Jerry West disrespected. Seats. Jack Nicholson permanent seat gone. Like, come on, man. This nigga, the Lakers ain't.
Not only that, you banned Jerry West. Rest in peace to Jerry West, but. Is he still living? Did he die? Right, he did pass, right?
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, okay. Rest in peace to Jerry West, because I remember Well, you remember what you did? You remember what y'all did to him? Y'all didn't allow the man back in the Staples Center. He the one that brought Kobe there. He the one that sat there, and then y'all see everything. See, God don't like ugly, like he really don't. I really don't. And then this is my thing though. Every time that this is what happens. This is what happened to players that plays with Jay Reed. It's like they was praising Luka last year, but they wasn't even giving Kyrie no kind of credit. Kyrie was holding the fort down. When I seen Kyrie, just like guess who else was holding the fort down before he went to New York? Jalen Brunson. He was holding the fort down when he was in Dallas too. Y'all don't give nobody their credit. That like the media, man. That's why I don't take these people serious. I don't take their basketball taste serious. Because to me, y'all all bought and paid for. All y'all affiliated with Clutch. All of y'all is. Like, all of y'all is. And Stephen A, when it all comes out to it, respectfully, I don't want to hear about what you know back then. If you wasn't man enough to say, bring it to the people forefront at that available time, you also went in there with that crap with everybody else that's in it. I don't see how anybody, man. I remember ESPN used to be the all. What was the saying back then, Martaman? ESPN, the worldwide of sports. They all used to be the
worldwide leader in sports.
Worldwide leader. Thank you. I forgot leader. The worldwide leader in sport. Y'all used to have a standard. And then all of a sudden now, the standard has dropped. And Wemby, I don't understand. You be doing all this capping for a dude that's talking behind your back. We gonna see you gonna keep that same energy when everything else come out that dude. All y'all, I don't respect none of y'all, man. They always want to say this too, y'all. They always want to say this. They always say we gotta respect the players, right? Because they played the game, right? Okay, it's like KG and Paul Pierce. Y'all say that y'all was against him. Then all of a sudden, oh, he's on that new juice, allegedly. And then you're gonna say, nah, man, like stay 10 toes down what you said. When you flipping up, people like me, we already know, man, y'all selling out for that bag, man. That bag is not what it is, man. That's why like true competitors, I don't take the media seriously either. Y'all always want to talk about this person didn't deserve this. This is a person. Oh, Jay Reed has a hell of a resume. That resume is hella manufactured. Because look, all the media pundits that's backing this, kissing this dude behind. That's why I don't hold his resume is going to fall out. But again, it's going to happen, y'all. I've been trying to tell you it's going to happen. You got people coming out in the media. Of course, they ain't going to say anything about it. But you got Rick Buechner coming out the waters. And you got coaches, they just scared because I'm like, dude, I always said this. I ain't never seen somebody just act like ain't nobody can check this dude. Ain't nobody never checked him. Like nobody never checked him. Not one player. Y'all that much scared. But getting back to Luka, they praised you last year, Luka. They praised you. Then soon as sudden you play with Jay Reed, they doing you the same way like they did Anthony Davis. Everybody who plays with him gets all the smoke. Go ahead.
We can't let this just pass over our head like there's not a pattern with this. Every team that has a player that is owed $300 million plus have been selling. The Celtics, now the Lakers. Jordan gave up his team because of LaMelo Ball, and this new players agreement might end up being the thing that takes the league. I hope it don't happen, but these are not just franchises that like the Toronto Raptors or the Memphis Grizzlies. We're talking about the teams that this league was built off of.
The Minneapolis Lakers. They won't be no Lakers without George Mikan and the Minneapolis Lakers. Let's don't forget that they was in the Great Lakes of Minnesota. For y'all don't know.
Well, we can't forget Elgin Baylor. We can't forget Elgin Baylor because Elgin Baylor was a part of that too.
Yes, he was.
Elgin Baylor was the Lakers' first superstar. George Mikan was great, but Elgin Baylor became the Lakers' superstar. And there has to be something to this. You know, there has to be something to this. I don't know what it is. I can't read into the
We'll figure
future,
it out.
but this is becoming a
Thing.
epidemic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad,
Absolutely.
bro. It's like that, bro. It's like that's why I understand how these people want to sit there and defend this dude. Like, y'all really. And then another thing too, like Nick Rome. I've been knowing about you since I live in Kansas. Jason Whitlock. I've been knowing about these dudes because they used to be in the Kansas City Star. I used to go get my dad the paper, and I always used to see his face right there. Everybody think that Nick Wright is. I know because my homeboys' sons was like, Nick Wright married a black chick, so that makes him cool. Because he married a black chick, that makes him cool. But now they begin to understand everything we was telling them back then. Like, hey, you got to do your homework about these people, man. Because even Shannon Sharp, all these things. I found it very interesting, Shannon. You said Lakers in 5 all the time. They got beat in 5. Now, you're not even on national TV no more. Talk about, Coach James. But you wasn't saying that years back. I don't understand. Like, people, it's too much. There's too much evidence of these people switching up. But if it's benefiting Jay Reed, y'all love that. Y'all love that.
It's funny you say that because Shannon Sharp had a lot to say about Watson from the Houston Texans getting into those SA allegations. He was running his mouth, telling them, "Oh, you should be better than that. You should know better." And then your punk pussy ass does the exact same thing. I don't ever remember hearing Deshaun Watson on a tape talking about he gonna choke somebody the hell out. I don't remember that.
Yeah, that part. And shout out
you
to
remember
Deshaun
that?
Watson. Nah, shout out to Deshaun
this is another
Watson.
thing. This is another thing
ahead.
about the Deshaun Watson case that nobody talks about. Did you not know that Tony Busby is the lawyer for the Houston Texans?
Yeah.
So after he goes and says he wants to get traded, all of a sudden, out of the blue, there's allegations about SA, and the lawyer that's promoting this is the lawyer for the team. I don't believe in coincidences.
I don't believe in I don't believe it's a coincidence. But shout out to Deshaun Watson, but Deshaun Watson ain't gonna remember this. But a lot of people don't even know where Deshaun Watson's even from, right? He's from Gainesville, not Gainesville, Florida. There's a Gainesville in Georgia. There's a Gainesville.
That's why he wanted to go to the Atlanta Falcons at one point.
And not only that, what's that? Habitat. I had a job working at Habitat, and we was building. Guess who house we was building on?
Deshaun Watson?
Deshaun Watson mother's house, mama house.
No.
This was back when
so you worked for Habitat for Humanity at one point?
Yeah, I did. When I was living in Georgia, when I was in Gainesville, yep. Mind you,
Is Matt still on?
No, Matt is off. He's out.
Okay.
Shout out to my boy Matt. Shout out to Twin.
People say Deshaun Watson is a bad guy, but he's really not a bad guy. Like
he's not.
They get on like, well, how can that girl stay with him for all these allegations? Because he knows the bullshit.
She knows the truth. Right.
So let me ask you this question. Lemon Pepper Lou. Lemon Pepper Lou, you bring up a good point. So where's the vitriol for the kicker for the Baltimore Ravens with his allegations?
Ain't none. Like
you talking about that kicker? You talking about that kicker that abused his wife?
Same allegations.
No, the kicker for the Baltimore Ravens, probably the best kicker in NFL history. All these massage therapists said he did this to them. He exposed himself. All that.
Shout out to Aries. I didn't know you was in here. Aries, shout out to Aries. She said these young players are doing what needs to be done, and I called it. She said I said that a young team was going to be in the finals, and I picked OKC. Oh, my boy Hitman. Shout out to Hitman Detroit 313. Everybody from the 313, and shout out to the Pistons, man. And shout out Who Is Hendo too. Hey, Who Is Hendo, man? Keep pushing, bro. And shout out to my boy Savage Basketball Facts, man. He be cooking on that rubble, man. That
look. If you listen to Savage Basketball Facts, I'm a fan of yours. I love the way you keep it real. You're New York through and through, and don't let these individuals muzzle you. I think you're one of the greatest content creators on YouTube, and I'm gonna have to. Yeah, you told me about he's on Rumble. I got to get on Rumble because I truly miss listening to his takes on everything.
Yeah, his name on Rumble is Basketball Facts Reloaded. Shout out to my boy Basketball Facts, man. He be cooking, man. I ain't even been commenting in it, but I'm gonna have to make a comment so you know. Shout out to my boy Hitman, man. Hey, man, but the Pistons on the rise. Let's talk about the East next year, man. Y'all think the East gonna be wide open, man? But ever since I was living, y'all, the West has never been weak. I'm gonna say this one more time. The Western Conference was weak since I've been living on this earth. It never was weak. The East was never weak until Jay Reed went to them 8 straight finals. And then, I would say, go ahead, Martavian.
I would say the East started becoming weak after the 98 season because all the great players either were injured or all of them went west. Shaq went west. Grant Hill was injured with the Magic. Latrell Sprewell went from the west to the east. You just had so much player movement. Penny was injured. That's where Daryl Armstrong starting for the Magic with Doc Rivers' first coaching gig. Won the coach of the year.
And y'all people forget about
he came in a month before this. You talking about Daryl Armstrong? Yeah, Daryl Armstrong came on late, but Doc Rivers went from the booth to the coaching seat and still got a team that was predicted to win 15 games to go 41-41. That's why he ended up winning Coach of the Year.
If Doc Rivers didn't mess up that thing with Tim Duncan and his wife, he probably would have won the championship.
Yeah.
Because think about it. Only thing Tim Duncan wanted from the Magic is his wife to ride on the team plane with him. That was it.
Yep. And he said no. I remember that.
Well, Doc Rivers was never a good decision maker on the court, so it makes you think he was going to be a good decision maker as a GM.
Shots fired. Here we go. But anyway, but I think the Pistons gonna be even better next year. Hey, that will be nice though. Have my boy Hitman said, have Bobby Portis next to Duran. I told y'all, that boy Duran's good. Shout out to Penny Hardaway, man. Penny Hardaway put some dudes in this league, man. That went to Memphis, man. Even James Wiseman, and I fought the Golden State Warriors for that, because this is why I don't. Steve Kerr gets too much credit because I don't think he's a good coach. That's just me, honestly, because you inherited a good team that Mark Jackson built. Because when it's time for you to put the pedal on the wood, when DeRayman came out there and said that he could lead a team to the playoffs and everything like that, he had his chance. He realized there was no Steph and there was no Clay. He was getting kicked out, everything in games. Yeah, he said that Jason Taylor injured started a whole arms race in the East.
Like Mark Jackson saw what type of player Draymond Green really was. Because he saw the bullshit. That's the reason why he refused to play him. But
that's true.
But after Mark Jackson got let go, Steve Kerr started playing them and Draymond Green, got a couple rebounds, got a couple of block shots. But as long as he was able to pass the ball to Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, he was out. Everybody keep on calling him an all-star. Like hell, like I've been saying since he got that $100 million first time. He's a fake $100 million man. He don't deserve that $100 million money. He don't deserve to get paid, get max deals, nothing like that.
Hey, that's what happens. Hey, that's what happened though. Lou, when you sign with Clutch, everybody. That's what JB do. He do gets anybody in his agency paid. Cause look what Ben Simmons. I told y'all about. Remember, hey, Lou, you remember how me and Polo used to go back and forth all the time about Ben Simmons? Me and him used to go back and forth. He was like cheap price. Shout out to my boy Polo, straight to the point, man. Y'all go subscribe to my boy, man. We used to go. I'm like Polo, man. I'm I'm like, this dude, like he need to add stuff to his game. And Polo was like, T Price, he don't have to add. You can't stop him from going to the basket and all that stuff. I'm like, yeah, but that's one thing that we seen from players when we was growing up, right? Every year,
we kind of saw that.
got
We kind
something
of saw
better.
the bull, like T Price. We kind of saw the bullshit when he was at LSU.
Yeah, I seen it too. Yeah, I seen it. But hey, but shout out to my boy Polo, man. Hey, that's my brother, man. Because I remember, man, when Ticket was doing those streams, used to be me, Polo, my boy Lemon Pepper Lou. Used to be just us three chopping up. Shout out to my boy Two Raw, man. I got about 30 more minutes, man. I'm getting off of here. You know, tomorrow's game day, so you know we're gonna be ready for that. I will be doing a stream in the morning, and then we're gonna be doing the finals game that night though too. So that in the afternoon. So this is the last 30 minutes.
You said about the arms race. There are so many potential teams that can take Boston's spot. If Boston wins 50 games next year, I'll be surprised. And the reason why I say that is people sleep on exactly what Jason Tatum, and I'm not saying that just because he's from St. Louis, but
I get you what you're saying. Yeah, they see what he brings to the table.
Yeah, everybody was saying when Brown won the MVP that he was actually the best player on the Boston Celtics. Even when they lost in the finals, there were people saying that Brown was the best player on Boston. Well, we're going to see if they can actually build and or run a team. Porzingis is out of there. He's too injury prone for the money.
And they got new
ownership. So now let's see if that new ownership is going to be about making money. And I'm not even sold on the coach. I'm not sold on the coach because that was Ime's team.
Yeah, and you know where he played at, right? You know where he played
he played at Missouri.
Yeah, he played in Missouri. Sure did. Yep, he sure did. Because I remember, that's why I'm a big college basketball fanatic. Hey, Lemon Pepper Lou, let me ask you this, man. Let me ask you this first, man. Look, and I've been saying this though too, right? They hyping up this Caitlin Clark thing way too much. She ain't won no championship. They doing her like Jay Reed, right? Like she ain't won no championship yet. Do I think she's a good player? I've been calling her the female Steph Curry when she was in college all her years. Cause y'all remember she wasn't the main attraction in women's college basketball till Paige Buckner's got hurt. And then when Paige Buckner's got hurt, then it went to who? The Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying? So I a lot of them girls in the WNBA, they talking about she bringing the W. No, she's not. Them other players. What's that girl? Asia Wilson. You got some girls in there that put that old girl she just retired. Diana Taurasi. Like you got girls on there, man, that really they get everything for the game. She didn't elevate women's college. Y'all brought that nonsense from college basketball and everything like that, and y'all brought it to the NBA, WNBA, and a lot of them women in the WNBA, like, man, we've been putting the work in. Like we really put in that work. And look, she got more games playing on TV than the New York Liberty, the champs. And New York Liberty won the championship last year. And guess who else is balling though too? She went to UConn too. Collier, man, Minnesota Lynx. You know what I'm saying? So do I think Caitlin Clark is a good player? Yes, but I'm not on that hype with like that's one thing about the media. They like to throw things in your face all the time. All you got to do is sit back and watch them because they're gonna double back. Because all this praise, let me give y'all a great example. All this praise that they giving Jay Reed, we gonna see. And yeah, you faction, man. You got Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops, Rebecca Lobo, Tina Thompson. I mean, the list goes on. What was Karl Malone's daughter name? She played for Detroit Shot.
I forgot. But she was she went off in the playoffs that one year.
Yeah, and I forgot the point guard too. The point guard that for that team. She went to University of Georgia.
And she did something her father never did. She won a championship.
I knew you was gonna say that. Don't get Lemon Pepper Lou started on Karl Malone. You know, and Lou, man.
Oh, you mean Grape Malone?
Oh, you don't get Lemon Pepper Lou started, man. Yeah, they had Swing Cash. Shout out to Swing Cash. Yep.
You know,
Hey,
I've been watching.
and don't hold on for a second. I got since we naming ladies, what's my girl name? Don't forget my girl name. She went to Ohio State. She was a bad mother. She was a bad girl too.
Teresa Edwards?
No, Katie Smith. Katie Smith was a dog too. They had so many. Yeah, Lisa Edman. They had so many great women players. She is not bringing the W back. She is not. The W already been who they are. Cause they actually, Cheryl Ford is Carmelo. Thanks, Visa the Great. Visa the Great. I mean, you have so many great WNBA players that actually upheld. And one thing about WNBA, they don't shit on their legends. They don't take crap on their legends, something that the NBA always do to prop up somebody else. And I always say this, we're going to let Lemon Pepper Lou go because we down to the last 30 minutes. I'm going to take a break here too and everything. But, man, just respect. Y'all can't respect. See, that's why we love game that we do. We love basketball. I know I could only speak it for myself. I watched these players, a lot of great players that I've seen. I watched them in high school or even heard about them in the newspaper, all that stuff. College, definitely watched them in college. Some of the greatest players in this game. LeBron is not the only player that came out of high school that exceeded expectations. Kobe Bryant came out of high school. Moses Malone, KG. Shout out to my Jermaine O'Neal, who I think is very underrated. Jermaine O'Neal was a beast. You know, so he ain't the only one. They got other players that came out of high school was actually success, and they had the rings and they had the legacy set in stone already. So he ain't the all NBA card. This ain't like what's that movie called? The Marvel characters. The end game. Avengers. This ain't the end game. The Avengers. This ain't the end game. I might watch that tonight, man, because my boy, like one thing me and Jay used to have a crack on. Who in the world in this era is Thanos? In this modern day, who's Thanos?
I will not say LeBron James. LeBron James is Galactus. He absorbs and then he leaves.
Yeah, man, that's a good one though. Oh man, you said Galactus. So. He definitely ain't. Shout out to my boy Too Raw too. Could be Too Raw, LB. We've been saying this for years, man. Like this is what he's going to do. And another thing too, I'm gonna bring home though too. We didn't start hearing these narratives about Kobe Bryant and all these other players until Jay Reid came and his camp took over the thing. So that let me know one thing. Y'all don't respect history. Y'all the ones that want to try to rewrite history, but y'all can't rewrite history because you got people like me, Mark Taban, Lemon Pepper Lou, rest in peace, my boy LB. He was on the nose talking about this stuff too. My boy Too Raw for TV, Ticket, James, my boy Greenleaf, Maz, Trey. I heard my boy Hollywood Herm the other night. My boy Herm. It's been about my boy Herm, man. I still got Herm number too, man. In my phone, man. I know the man be busy and stuff, man. I just miss chopping up with the brothers, man. But like I used to, man. But I've been busy. I'm on a mission though. But hey, the truth gonna come out, man. When that truth come out, man, you can never say I told y'all so, man, because I see it happen. You can just see things happen. My last thing is this. I'm gonna let my brothers cook. I ain't never seen a black man in this country. They gave us too many examples of this. I said this on Ticket Stream. We seen Bill Cosby. What they did to Bill Cosby. They broke him down in front of the whole world. What they did to O.J. Simpson. They broke him down in front of the whole world. Matter of fact, his chase was so legendary. A lot of people remember they were showing the chase on TV during the same time as the NBA Finals, and at that time I was living in Kansas. So on the right hand screen, you saw the NBA basketball game, and then they showed the chase. And then we was having bad weather during the time because it was tornado season. So they was getting in and out of. We was getting the Weather Channel and all that stuff, and it was just crazy time at that time, bro. Like y'all just don't understand it because y'all wasn't there.
Man, it's funny that you say that. Because of course I was in St. Louis. I was in 7th grade when that happened, and I remember I was trying to watch the NBA Finals, and St. Louis, of course, St. Louis, Missouri is 2 hours ahead of California.
Yep.
So I remember they preempted everything. Even to this day, there are lost episodes of primetime TV that never got aired because of that chase. And I remember the one thing I was pissed off about is because I couldn't see The Simpsons. And I remember my dad was talking about, and then when the NBA Finals was on, they had it in picture, where the chase was the biggest part of the TV. And
Yep.
the NBA Finals was in a picture.
Yep.
And dude, that went all the way up until like midnight because the chase ended with him going to his mom's house and then surrendering. And I was
think
so
he was set
mad.
up. I think that was a setup job, personally.
Look. There's people that sit up here and want to say that, well, he did it because he was a wife beater. Well, the thing that I found out was he beat his wife's ass because she was doing cocaine and she was bringing certain individuals to the house. And he used to catch her not only sleeping with other men, but sleeping with other women. But, people don't want to talk about they don't want to talk about Nicole Brown. They don't want to give Nicole Brown a bad name. They just want everybody to believe that OJ killed her because he was jealous. There was no reason for OJ to kill her. If anything, the way she got stabbed and got her her throat slit along with Ron Goldman, who was selling her the cocaine, and where he worked at, it was a known place where the mafia and cartels were at. But we're going to act like that didn't happen because just like you said about building them up to tearing them down, OJ forgot, but he got reminded when his wife got murdered that he was a nigga. That was a reality check for him. So the investigation, the lead detective. Now let's say OJ Simpson was not a black man. Let's say OJ Simpson was OJ Grossman or OJ Schillinger, and then the lead detective is someone who hates Jews. Do you think anything that he will say will be credible? So you have a detective named Mark Furman who is on tape saying the N-word 76 times. And then when he gets up in the court of law and they ask him, which was a great defensive strategy by the Dream Team that they called it back in the day. And he asked him, hey, Mark Furman, have you ever used the word nigger? And this man says, I plead the fifth. Because, no, I'm sorry, I got that wrong. The first time he said no. The second time when they rebutted him, he said he pleads the fifth. Then they played the tape in open court. So if this was a Jewish man and there was an anti-Semite that said those things about him being Jewish, who's going to take him serious? I'm just asking a question here. I'm not trying to revisit history or anything like that. I'm just asking a question. So that
Nobody's going to take
this
him serious.
Right. So check this out, Lemon Pepper Lou, because I know you're older than me. You've been there. T Price, you're older than me. You've been there. So this happened 2 years after the LA riots. The LA riots happened because Rodney King, who was high on PCP and some other narcotics, got into a brief police chase, then got pulled over, and they beat the hell out of OJ. Oh, I'm sorry. See, my bad. They beat the hell out of Rodney King for about 34 minutes. So, and it was longer. It was longer.
Right, the Los Angeles Lakers are being sold by the Buss family to Mark Walter, the owner of the Los Angeles Dodgers, in a deal valued at $10 billion, making it the most expensive sale of the professional sports franchise. Jeannie Buss will retain her role as the team governor after the sale.
I'm sorry about that.
But
the Rodney King beating was longer because there was a passerby, a white gentleman that was passing by and looking. Damn, the cops are just beating this dude unmercifully. So he pulled over, pulled out his camcorder. If you're too young to know what a camcorder is, a camcorder was a cell phone camera before a cell phone camera. Okay, it was big. It had to be put on a tripod. You had to put a tape in it, and you had to set it up. You didn't just pick it up and hit record. You had to power it up too, especially the one my dad had. So it's reason to believe that they were beating him for an hour. So they took him into custody. They took him to the hospital. Rodney King didn't even look like himself after they got done beating him. His whole face, if you can remember, if you're a Martin fan, after Martin fought Tommy Hearns and his face was all lumped up and swole up, that's exactly how Rodney King looked. Mm-hmm. So the King family filed, along with that tape that the gentleman went to the media with, the King family filed a what's that called?
Lawsuit.
No. What was it called back in the day? Abusive force or aggressive force charges against 4 officers. So this deliberation went on for, I want to say, a couple of weeks. It was in a very white, high-class county called Simi Valley, California. The grand jury and the jury, they got indicted, but the jury found all 4 officers innocent of aggressive force. There were people on the TV, and especially black people, was like, damn, I don't even beat my dog the way those cops beat that black man. So they felt betrayed because, again, the year before that, there was a young black child that went into a Korean store buying orange juice, and the Korean owner blew her head off and got found not guilty.
Mm-hmm.
So all this was a melting pot of anger. So black people started to burn the city of LA down to the ground. Mm-hmm. So there was an incident that happened, boys and girls, especially if you wasn't living around that time, that there was a trucker that was named Reginald Denny that was told, do not drive into that neighborhood because there's riots, there's black people everywhere. This man decides to drive into Watts, California, and regardless of what they tell you now, he rolled down his window and he yelled racial epithets at a couple of black men, and they pulled his ass out of that truck. It was a gasoline truck, and they proceeded to beat the shit out of him. Bust his head open with a bottle. One guy tried to bust his head open with a brick. And if it wasn't for a couple of innocent bystanders who were black that saved him and took him to the hospital, Reginald Denny would have been killed, murdered. So they had to get Rodney King freshly out of the hospital after getting his ass whooped, not even a month after that happened, to tell black people to cut it out. And he had a famous line that said,
"Can't we all
just get along?"
that was total bullshit.
That was classic. That was classic. Can we all just get along?
The riots subsided just a little bit, but the impact of that was felt. Why am I bringing that up? Because the whole state of California, if you was black or brown, felt like the LA County Police was corrupt, and one of the lead detectives was racist, and he admitted his racism. So if he's racist and known to admit his racism, why would he not plant evidence on an innocent black man?
That part, black woman.
And then this is another thing.
Of course they corrupt. They know who killed Biggie. They probably also know who really killed Tupac. That whole
now keep this in mind. Lemon Pepper Lou. It was alleged for about 12 to 15 years that the person who shot Biggie was an ex-LA cop, who just so happened to be in Las Vegas.
Y'all seen that video of that cop who worked with Tupac?
Yo.
I'm not saying what the people in LA did was right. I'm not going to sit up here and say what they did was wrong because I was 11 years old when that happened. But I am going to tell you this. All the way in St. Louis, I felt their pain. I remember my uncle Jamel. I usually don't talk about him because he's a bitch ass nigga. But I remember how emotional my father, my Uncle Jamel, and my Uncle Rodney looking at that footage. And then they start telling me stories about when they were pulled over and things cops did to them to antagonize them and things like that. So that Rodney King case literally is some of the reasons why what happened in St. Louis, Missouri with Mike Brown, why that translated into what it did back in 2014. That's the reason why things like what happened to Trayvon Martin made things happen in was that Jacksonville? I know it was in Florida.
Somewhere in Florida.
Yeah, that's why people took that stand. What happened to George Floyd? People took that stand.
You talking about the time? Are you talking about the time when Jay Reed decided to become a black activist, decided to stand on business allegedly with the Trayvon Martin?
Yeah,
that's when the
wearing T-shirts.
Start coming. Yeah,
wearing hoodies and wearing hoodies that said "Don't ever forget."
Yep. Oh, I forgot but that we need to talk about though after you finish though. Go ahead.
See, these are the things that we've experienced, and George Floyd, Mike Brown, and Trayvon Martin are not the first, and unfortunately will not be the only black young men that die at the hands of law enforcement. I've seen too many YouTube videos of it, and again, I'm not going to sit up here and say people are wrong or right for rooting or trying to push it up against what they think is right. But the thing about it is, if you're going to put your neck out there and say one thing, then you got to say everything. You can't just sit up there and pick and choose who you're going to support, aka Kyrie Irving, or who you're not going to support. So carry on. Go ahead, T. Price.
I forgot the team not to mention because we were talking about the East being wide open, right? We talk about the Pistons. The Pacers, they still gonna be in the mix too. Ain't no telling what's gonna be what Milwaukee's gonna do. My wild card, I think the Orlando Magic. I think they're gonna get better. I don't know what Miami Heat's gonna do. I don't know what Charlotte's gonna be doing. I don't know about the Hawks. I don't know about the Raptors. I definitely is not. I don't know what Philadelphia is doing right now. They're talking about trust the process.
I don't know what fucking Chicago doing. Giving Bill Robinson a new deal, man. What kind of shit is that?
Hey, Chicago. What? They just. You know what? Hey, another one. He's stealing money too, bro. Let's keep it a butt. This is what. Hey, before you go on your rant, Lou, we just gotta sell it. We just gotta keep it real, right? Because that's what we do, right? Look at let me count the ways, right? And James said something yesterday on last night that I've been saying too. Look at all these coaches that's been on the sideline since we was growing up, right? Look at Bill Cartwright. Look how long he was an assistant coach. Did he ever get an NBA job? No.
Yes, he did. He coached the Bulls. He coached the Bulls for like a season or maybe a season and a half.
But look how long it took.
But the problem was his voice.
Yeah, his voice. Yeah, the problem was not okay. So we won't say him now. Let me give you. Let's go to Sam Cassell. Look how many. Look how long.
Be a head coach already.
We can't forget about Patrick Ewing. Look how long he was assistant coach.
Yeah, became a head coach of Georgetown. That didn't work out.
Hey, but the thing is with Georgetown though, I don't blame him for that. But you know how much the landscape of college basketball has changed now. Because now these players now is getting generational well in college, right? So now they try to make it. I don't know what the rules making is going to be, to try to keep these players there. Now these players can go to look at AJ Storr, for instance. He played for a different team every single year. You see what I'm saying? Because he started off at St. John's, then he ended up going to Wisconsin. Then he went to Kent. I forgot where it is now. Now these players now, it's more power to them, man. I ain't got nothing against that. But the pioneers that started that crap was the O'Bannon brothers. I remember that when I was growing up because I was a junior in high school and or something like that when they won the championship or something. When they beat. No,
yeah, I was in 6th grade when they did that.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, so they paved the way. Not just I forgot the other guy too, though. There's another guy I can't remember his name. I gotta look it up. But anyway, but they were the pioneers of these players getting paid now. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause they was on that even back in the middle of the 90s, in the mid 90s. So this just didn't come out in the middle of nowhere. You have people just like, shout out to my boy Underrated Darkness. You know, he that's why I like listening to older generation. They give out great history, give out great lessons. That's why Oscar Robinson, free agency. And not only that, he also brought up, I forgot the dude that I forgot that baseball player. What's that baseball? What's that baseball player now?
If it wasn't for Curtis Flood, you wouldn't have free agency like it was.
That's the name. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, him. He's the one. Yep. You know, shout out to my boy Underrated, man. My boy Underrated Darkness, man. But hey, yo, we got about 10 more minutes, man. And everything. Oh yeah, I think the Magic gonna get even better. I think the only thing that set them back this year was injuries because you know they lost Franz Wagner and then they ended up losing what's that boy's name? He from Seattle too. He from the West Coast too. Oh my gosh. What's that dude's name?
Yeah, the Magic made a big time trade.
And what's that dude's name? What's his name, man? He went to Duke. What's the other? I'm talking about the Orlando Magic. I'm talking about the Orlando Magic.
What year? What year did he went to Duke?
That was Coach K. That's Coach K's. He's related to Coach K. What's that dude's name? Man, I see his face right now, and I watched him in high school too. I can't hold on. I'm just gonna look at the roster right quick. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna look at the roster. I'll go get his name. He wear number 5. Oh, Paulo Banchero. That's his name.
Oh, okay.
Cause you remember Paul? Hey, he was that dude out here. Hey, I could tell you another dude that I'm very disappointed about. I thought he was gonna be really better than he actually was. Zach LaVine, but Zach LaVine, he could score with the best though, but he can't play a lick of defense though. That would have been understanding, because for him to have that skill set, so explosive, so athletic, you'll think he'd be better on defense though. That's why, hey, but they're gonna be scary next year though too. Injuries is a part of the game, and for them to be 41-41 was just a testament. Because look at the coach from that team. He's building up that team. He's going through the growing pains. Now, I hope Orlando don't take him out the equation and put another coach in. They like to do the black coaches. They help build it up, and then they get a person to come in there, and then they win a championship, and then that person right there gets all the credit, like Steve Kerr.
And you got like what, 4 white coaches right now who are former like NBA champs on, and I don't know who Nick gonna hire as head coach. Like,
I don't know. That right there is
gonna be Mike Malone. It should be Mike Malone.
It should be. If they want to go, I agree with Martavian. If anything, I want to. If I could get Underrated on here tomorrow, I want to ask my big bro that question, how he feel about it, or even ask Wills. Raise your hand. Shout out to my boy Wills, man.
Like, I want to ask y'all something real quick.
Go ahead.
Okay, Tatum gonna be out for like almost a whole year, right?
I think he out for the whole season.
I think he out for a year and a half.
If you Boston and you see a guy like Kevin Durant trying to leave Phoenix, will you go after him for like a 1-year deal?
No,
they should have been got him. But KD. Well, oh man, see, like I don't get into all of this stuff like this, like where these players should go, because I know a lot of people don't like KD for what Jay Reed did, and a lot of people don't understand that he should have been that. He should have already had a championship for Jay Reed. But they robbed him for that. That's why he got his get back against LeBron. In my opinion, okay, you had your super team, even though Jay Reed, and this is another thing I don't understand about y'all fanboys too. Y'all like Jay Reed, they never had a super team. He had a super team. Another thing about Jay Reed, I just found it very interesting. You want to call Boston the Big Four. So what was Rondo was when he played with the Lakers in the bubble. And another thing, Jay Reed, you has yet to play the NBA Finals in LA. That part.
But T Price, they went to the bubble, and that was the hardest championship ever.
Man,
how can you say that?
Man, that don't count. We don't get that look. You have players that look. We already know. If you remember, it was just 5 years ago. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. You had players that you remember Avery Bradley was on the team. And everybody was talking about Avery Bradley because Avery Bradley was like, man, I got a newborn son. I'm not about to play on the team. And what happened? He didn't choose to play in the bubble. A lot of these players, they wasn't. But then at the same time, look at that bubble year. Look at all the players that was going off in the bubble. Are they still going off now?
No.
Only one that you could say is Donovan Mitchell and my boy, even though they want to take a dump on Jamal Murray. Y'all like Jamal Murray's that dude. But Jokic can't do nothing without Jamal Murray. He can't do nothing because if it's Jokic by himself, he can't go to the mountaintop. But when he has Jamal Murray, he can do that for you.
Because remember, that Phoenix Sun team was going off in the bubble. They were beating teams. They were beating teams. Nobody thought they would be beaten. Because
that was like an AAU game.
So it was overrun. AAU has a crowd.
Hey, I remember some AAU games my brother played in, and many others that I knew that played. They didn't have crowds. I'm talking about in the 90s. Because I remember my brother used to go to. I used to go to my brother games, and there was no crowd. There was no crowds at all. It just be there. Especially the Sunflower State games in Kansas. If you play AAU basketball, you already know what I'm talking about. Sunflower State games. Ain't no crowd there. Ain't nothing, but they got all them courts going on. Just you and your teammates and the coaches. You got teams going in, team going out. Now they got crowds now.
That bubble time, man, was kind of bullshit because I used to try to watch wrestling and NBA at the same time. And with no crowds, man, that was kind of boring to me.
Man, hey, I miss watching wrestling, but after Stone Cold and The Rock and what's my other dude's name? What's the black dude's name? What's his name? Oh my gosh,
Booker T.
No boy, Booker T. Yeah, after they retired, I started watching it. Hey, because I used to go to Monday Night Raw. I used to go to Monday Night Raw when it was in Kansas City. That was back when y'all was busting y'all mayonnaise and them napkins over Tristan Stratus.
Now they're doing over Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, man, that was the days, though, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. We're gonna do this in the morning, gentlemen. Shout out to everybody.
What time?
We will hit the panel. Oh, it's gonna be 9 o'clock. It's gonna be 11 o'clock your time. I'll send y'all the link, like I always send everybody the link before I start. Cause you know how we had an open. We talk behind the scenes and all that, and I know my boy was asked about a Patreon. Once everything get right and everything like that, I'm still working on some things and everything like that, and I haven't made my decision yet of what intro, because I got so much stuff going on in my brain right now. So everybody keep telling me, hey man, you need an intro, you get more subscribers and all this. I'm like, all that time come with work, man. I can honestly already put it on here, but I haven't made a decision yet what I want to do because I got
a cousin who do that type of stuff. If you ever need an intro,
yeah, I do want an intro. I know like the ones that I do, but this is if I do an intro, it's going to be all the greats. You know what I'm saying? And then all the greats,
like all the sports history and all the different sports over the
that's how I want.
He did intro for me like that.
And I want to throw some Kansas Jayhawks in there. Show some of these. Show these. I want those Kansas, some Lakers in there. I mean, my homeboy did a bad one. He had him rapping in it and everything like that. So he just trying to, shout out to my childhood friend. No, that's why y'all hear this intro. I know I lowered it down and everything like that. The music behind the scenes. That's my childhood friend. We've been knowing each other since we was kids. Our families grew up together. His dad was in the military. My dad was in the military. You know what I mean? And shout out to my boy Jay. My boy Jay Dubs, man, for real, man. Appreciate it. He out there in San Antonio, Texas, man. Shout out to my boy Jay Dubs, man. It's always love, fam. Appreciate it. You know what I mean? But hey, we're gonna be back on in the morning, man, and we're gonna talk about game 6 and whatever thing else whatever else come up, man. But Jay Reed, I was very light on you, man. I know I didn't say too much. I got my other brothers to sit there and just cook for me, but yeah, I don't need to talk about you no more. You want to be in the spotlight. You're gonna come out with another Mind the Game podcast, and then you're gonna say some more stupid stuff. But at the same time, sir, you just contradicting yourself, and you can't remember anything that you said. Because you remember, you the one that chasing the ghost. You chasing the ghost, and in my opinion, you shouldn't even be wearing 23. But to me, you disrespected the game of the legend of 23. It's just like the great Pat Riley said, Michael Jordan numbers should be retired in every arena. And it should be, in my opinion. Because I remember back in the day, boom, 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 boom. Again, I say, he is me. If I could be like Mike, hey, y'all don't understand. Like y'all young people, I know that's the only thing that y'all seen was LeBron, so I get that. But at the same time, when you watch his mixtape, look at all these great ones mixtape. You don't see none of the mix. You don't see no flopping mixtapes like y'all favorite player. Oh, we could go another 20-minute rant right quick on how you cheat the game.
Oh, you know how else you cheat the game?
Hold on, we gotta turn the music up for this one. Hold on. I'm gonna let you get the flow, and then I'm gonna tap in 1 second. I'm about to switch to the phone. But go ahead.
You know how else you cheat the game? When your team needs you to come up big with a big shot, you pass off to Austin Reeves. You know how else you cheat the game? Instead of you taking responsibility for your losses, you want to blame the lesser players or the role players. You know how else you cheat the game? You create a podcast to try to teach us how to understand basketball, and the only thing you do is do narratives. You know how else you cheat the game? Never being true to the game. You know how else you cheat the game? It's my favorite. You said that you wore 23 because of Mike. You say that you chased that ghost in Chicago because of Mike, but you nothing like Mike. Not your determination, not your accountability, not your shot making in the clutch, not your defense. Only thing you do is blow on your hands and clap your hands. T. Price, you got some? You know how else you cheat the game? You told us for 22 years that we was going to witness something great, and the only thing we were witnessing is you failed.
Oh, I know how he cheats the game. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8. When you let the 2011 Dallas Mavericks made you look like a real certified role player.
You know how else you cheat the game? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5 final losses. You know how else you cheat the game? You have your coach tell a man that he needs to get in championship shape when this man is shape his damn self. You know how else you cheat the game? You tell us that your son is better than most people on League Pass, but most people on League Pass play one-on-one, but one-on-one ain't real basketball, right?
I got you. You know how else you cheat the game? You move Christy Avari off the team so your son can get all the shots and get all the praise. Keep going.
You know how else you cheat the game? You run up on Stephen A. Smith, want to smoke with him, but then somebody else younger and want that smoke with you sit sideline at your home game and you don't even look at him.
You talking about Kevin Gates? Yes, sir.
Know how else you cheat the game? By staying in the game when your time has already passed you. You know how else you cheat the game? You allow JJ Redick to be your head coach, and JJ Redick didn't even win nothing when he was a damn player. You know how else you cheat the game? By blowing on your hands and not getting back on defense. You know how else you cheat the game? Running down the damn lane, run directly into an opposing player, and sit back, grabbing your knee, and then you look up under your hand to see if the refs are watching.
And you know how else you cheat the game, Jay Reed? I can tell you about yourself, Jay Reed. This is how you cheat the game. When you heard your ankle pop against Boston, and mysteriously you still. I'm still waiting on that surgery you're supposed to have on it. I ain't sitting there heard nothing, but I forgot. You know how else you cheat the game? When you say you went to the school of LeBron Feast of Feats.
You know how else you cheat the game? When you don't get the foul call and you drop to one knee and propose to the ref like he was going to give you a call. You know how else you cheat the game? By going to a historic franchise and on your watch, they sell the fucking team.
Man, we could do this all night, man, but I got to get up off here, man. My battery's getting low, man. But shout out to everybody. If you don't finish this tomorrow, man, my boys been messaging me like, man, they gave me a list so long. Because I sent them that stream with you and Elise, man. That was like, man, y'all are like, man, this is how we do it in Lions Den basketball community, man. We tell the truth, man. That's just how it is. And I never go, and the y'all dudes that, shout out to Ticket once again, man. He just created a bunch of people to get in their lanes, bro. They talk this basketball talk, man. I ain't gonna never go against the homie. Oh yeah, you know how you cheat the game? You got a fanboy have to write a book, encyclopedia about you. We know that's not true. That part. Like, share, subscribe, y'all. I'll be with y'all in the morning, man. Y'all be safe out there, man. I'm about to call it a night. I'm off. I'm still gonna go to bed early, get some rest and everything. Like I said, I've been on a mission, man. Shouts out to everybody who wants to get a Lions Den basketball committee. You want to donate to the podcast, you can. If not, the show goes on. Anyway, I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. And we definitely be doing Game 6 of the NBA Finals at 5:30. I'm going to start that stream probably about 4:30ish. So we're going to be on from 9. So I'm going to be kicking with y'all all day long. Hey, y'all can't get mad that y'all favorite player is a fraud. He's a fraud. As my boy Leachy said, he has a manufactured career, and he has a manufactured resume. Yeah, I said it. He does. And y'all fanboys in the media, they'll try to hide and hold your hand. They'll try to hide the hand after when the stuff comes out about this dude, because y'all been pushing this agenda for 20 years. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out, y'all. Peace out. And may the best team win in the NBA Finals. And then I will be doing the NBA draft too. All right, y'all. Like, share, subscribe. I'm out of here, man. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed night. And I'll holler at y'all tomorrow. Peace.